JC, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Yes, it has cooperated weather-wise as you see all 20 of the Little League teams, the best Little League teams from around the world that are on the field in front of Major League Baseball players. Two first-place teams tonight, what should be a phenomenal game here on Sunday Night Baseball. It's the Braves and the Brewers. Earlier today, the Major Leaguers got a chance to see these Little Leaguers perform, and now it's all turned around. The kids will sit as close as ever to watch the big leaguers do their stuff. It's the Little League Classic.
Does these things even work?
Welcome to the Little League Classic press conference. What's up, dugout?
How long is this going to take? I got a game to win.
The floor is open for questions.
Is dugout the mascot a chipmunk or a squirrel?
Wait, who?
He's a beaver.
¿Qué Braves?
I'm gonna say the Braves.
¿Cuál es el artículo más cotizado en Williamsport ahora?
I don't even know what a hot commodity is.
Depends on the hot commodity.
What are your sources telling you about the hillslide conditions?
Head first with cardboard.
Try to go as fast as you can down.
Does ketchup belong on a hot dog?
Ketchup's the glue.
I don't think ketchup belongs on hot dogs.
You sure about that?
Sources tell me Ruth makes the best nuggets in Williamsport.
Who in here can deliver chicken nuggets to the dugout? Hands off my nugget.
What's the best lesson you learned this week?
One step at a time.
The camera's always on. You always gotta be a professional.
Who has the best home run call?
Going, gone!
Welcome
To the MLB
Little League Classic.
Where the profesionales se vuelven niños otra vez.
And with that, you are watching the MLB Little League Classic. It is presented by New York Life. A ball field that's been around for a long, long time. Gets a chance to host the Major Leaguers again since 2017. Commissioner Rob Manfred of Major League Baseball have brought two teams here. It is much to the delight of the 2,500 or 3,000 that will fill the place. And tonight it's the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. Two first-place teams in the National League, though, getting a little tighter in the National League East. This is where, as we zoom in, Eduardo Perez and I are sitting. We'll be joined by a whole host of guests over the course of the next couple of innings. Can't wait for that. This is Eduardo. I am Carl Ravitch. Buster Olney will join us as well. Yeah, every year it seems to take on sort of just a little different heightened atmosphere, and again with these two teams coming for the first time, and the Braves and Albies and Curacao, today was another one of those just a little bit more elevated, wasn't it?
Eyes wide open. It's the way I see it, and it's not only the kids, it's the major leaguers. They were anticipating getting here to Williamsport because it was the dream of many to be able to play here, and few have. And because of that, getting here, the kids were kids, but the major leaguers, all of a sudden, they saw themselves as 12-year-olds again.
Yeah, you can see it in the face of Ronald Acuna. We'll talk with Chris Sale. Matt Olson joined us, and he said the same thing. A kid who's just not far removed, 24-year-old Jacob Mizorowski, who was just staring with this smile on his face. Mizorowski is leading the Brewers, of course. This is a first-place team. The way they do things is a little different than the Braves, but what they do is they pitch, they run, they get on base.
And they do it consistently, and they do it well, and they do it, as you said, differently. And it's not the three-run homer that the Milwaukee Brewers do to get their wins. They do it by putting pressure, by having quality at-bats, by being able to defend, by being able to be fast from 1 through 9. And most importantly, when they pitch well and they get to the bullpen, lights out. That's how good they have been, and Bryce Terang has been in the center of the entire thing.
There is Bryce. There's Bryce out of Corona, California, as a little leaguer. The Milwaukee Brewers are #1 in on base. They are 30th in homers. Atlanta 23 in on base, 7th in homers.
7th in homers, and that's the way that they play their game. They depend on the long ball. They have to get on base and try to get that crooked number up on the board. Yes, they can defend, they can pitch, they can play well, but the Atlanta Braves have been struggling as of late, and they're hoping that here in Williamsport they can turn things around with the mighty bat of Matt Olson.
Yeah, they go when the ball goes, and they've got just one home run in the last 222 plate appearances. That's been a while for them, and we'll see if they can turn things around. The umpires are starting to head towards home plate. We are getting set for first pitch. It's a Sunday night. It's baseball, and it's on ESPN. We just got a batting glove. Our life couldn't be better. So we asked these guys, if you weren't doing what you're doing, meaning playing baseball, what in the world would you be doing?
Wasn't a big leaguer. I think I'd be out fishing, maybe playing hockey, just trying to stay active and stay in the outdoors.
I really like to cook, so I'd say maybe possibly something in cooking.
I would be a chef, preferably a Michelin star. The biggest secret to cooking is cooking with your heart.
If I wasn't a big leaguer, I would be a veterinarian somewhere, taking care of some animals.
I'd probably be taking care of animals and work on a big ranch.
Would probably be working like landscape.
I would say would probably work in construction.
A homicide detective, or I'd be in the military.
I really wanted to be an FBI agent when I was growing up, so either that or a businessman.
Probably be working in finance or something.
I'd probably be doing something in outdoor science.
I've thought about this a lot. My dream as a kid was to be a bull rider. I think that's probably a little too dangerous now, so I'm gonna go with fishing guide.
Thinking about it.
The sun is just about set to shine here as they get set to watch Braves and the Brewers.
I'm really excited for our players to be able to give back. This is the key to a lot of young people's lives, to meet people like this and have role models and build memories.
I think you can get 106, 107.
How many pitches do you have?
What are you most excited for to be here?
You guys come watch us play later tonight and just be here.
I want to talk to every single one, get to know them a little bit, and maybe even slide down the hill sometime.
I think that's for the under 30 guys.
Absolutely not. I'm too old to be sliding down on cardboard.
Struck out the first couple times, but we finally got one.
You realize everybody's just like one of these kids that ended up growing up one day and still playing baseball.
What were you like when you were 12 years old?
Really small, and I think I'm still small today.
There is nothing like Sunday when MLB comes to town.
You know, some amazing scenes here as you come inside Central Pennsylvania. Ronald Acuna Jr., who's going to be the on-deck hitter, just went over and dapped a little leaguer, and you should see the reaction the little leaguer had to that. You get these kind of moments when you got the Little League Classic. Here's the Atlanta Brave lineup. They've been in a little funk lately. Maybe something like this can help shake them out of it, Eddie.
Yeah, something like this can. You saw what it did to the Philadelphia Phillies when they went to the Field of Dreams. They're hoping that the Atlanta Braves can have the same here and get a little bit of that youth movement.
Shane Drowan is on the mound. This is going to be his 15th start. You see, as a starter, he's appeared in 14. He's also got 11 as a reliever. He's a reverse splits guy, and he throws a handful of pitches, depending on which one is working. Harris swings at the first one and fouls it off at the plate.
Yeah, good spin rate for Drowan on the mound. Able to get the fastball, the slider, the curve. He'll throw it as well, and the changeup to right-handed hitters.
68-degree gorgeous night here as Drowan delivers the next one, and Albies hits that one on the ground. It pulls the first baseman Vaughn. He flips just in time to get Michael Harris, who avoided the foot of Shane Drowan. That would have been a bad way to start, have somebody spike your toes, but it was a good play by both Vaughn and Drowan.
And what I love about it is fundamentals. We've seen it through the Little Leagues the entire time. Right there, Drowan is able to cover first base on the ground ball over to first Avani.
So Ronald Acuna Jr. steps up, and he is blinged out like the Little Leaguers like to see him. He also's got that gold chain on today, which drew the attention of probably more than one Little Leaguer. I believe one of the kids asked if he could just have it. Just came right out and said, "Can I just have that?"
Yeah, from Czechia. He said after the game it could be his.
Acuna check swing, foul ball, strike one, and now right back off the screen. So aggressive against Drowan. All right, let's take a look at the favorite athlete growing up, Miguel Cabrera. Why not? Eduardo and he have the same music artist in common, Bad Bunny, emoji gorilla.
I had to go with the Bad Bunny.
That sent him to the seat. He can just sense, like, Acuna's, he's got the childlike attitude. He got up there, kind of pretended as if he was going to hit Contreras, enjoying himself, and all the Little Leaguers are ready to capture the moment. That one just missed, and you saw Ronald go to his helmet. There is no ABS challenge here, but here we go.
Two Venezuelans having a little fun.
2-2 right field and foul.
Yeah, and he's just a little off. Ronald has been struggling coming into the Little League Classic. Last 7 days hitting 103, and this, I think, is a great environment for him. Brings out the kid in him. If there's one player that can take advantage of it, I think it's right here at the batter's box right now.
Timing issues. Still working on timing issues. That one sails high. 96 from Drowan, who will throw a four-seamer, a slider, a sinker, a curveball. He'll throw a changeup in there and a cutter as well. That's down. A really good plate appearance for Acuna.
Yeah, really good at-bat for Ronald, who started the at-bat 0-2.
Yeah, Carl, Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the issues he's been having is that he has not been patient. His chase rate is way up, so it's a great sign that he draws a walk here, just his 5th in the month of August.
Yep. And again, maybe being around kids can trigger something like that, free you up, remind you why you play the game. Here's Matt Olson. Inside. Sinker at 95 miles an hour. Olson is one of his premier home run hitters out of Atlanta, Georgia, back playing for his hometown team. 32 years young. On the ground, maybe a double play. Ranging to his right, Terang. Ortiz. It's an easy one. Drowan gets the ground ball he needs. Olson is retired on the 4-6-3 put out. We'll see the Braves in the field and the Brewers at the plate after this. Historic Bowman Field is roughly 20 minutes, 15, depending on the traffic. And yes, during Little League Classic, there is some traffic from Wamedy and Volunteer over here, but a glorious night for baseball. And this is a lineup here, Milwaukee Brewers, that just put pressure on you. Talking with Walt Weiss before the game, you know, how do they succeed? Well, they have speed everywhere. They put the ball in play. They don't hit it over the wall, but they have the threat to, and they put the ball in play.
It's called pressure. It's pressure offense, and it starts with Jackson Churia at the top. A lot of experience when it comes to Little League baseball, playing it in Venezuela. Also went to the Little League World Series on the intermediate level.
Yeah. So there is Tyler Mahle, Newport Beach, California, Dodger hat on, and just a different dude. I mean, we'll get Buster to explain why he's had success, why the Braves, who were roundly criticized for not doing enough at the deadline, have turned this guy into an ace, at least over his last 3 starts. Jackson Churio, first guy he faces, he pours one in there at 91 miles an hour. He'll throw a four-seamer, a splitter. That might be one of the secrets.
Yeah, and he'll stay away early in counts, and then after he'll elevate and he'll throw in when necessary late in counts.
Churio swings and misses, just a 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
We have a beautiful vantage point where we are, and you can see how well he hides the ball as well. So it's hard for the hitter to pick up.
If we could convince every major league park to have their announcers located at this angle, the broadcast would be improved.
Can we get kids all over the place?
That would be even more ideal. 0-2, and he spoils one outside.
And that's what he wants. He wants you to dive out over the plate and reach out, foul one off, and let's see how he sets up Churio here.
Yeah, the numbers on the season in the first inning, you kind of have to toss out, at least the way he's been throwing in his last 3 starts. 0-2, slow roller, fouled. Churio followed by Terang, and then William Contreras, the catcher. Jake Bauers is putting up double-digit type pitches seen appearances that result in good things for Jake Bauers.
Now, how about the backstop right there, the batter's eye? You have just shadows all over the place. A little bit difficult for the hitter to pick up.
0-2. This one is in play. Riley fields, and he fires. And Churio is out. So 1 out. Buster, let's dive into how Mahle ended up there and why.
Yeah, Mahle, 1.45 ERA in his 3 starts for the Braves. Look, before the deadline, they were looking for a starting pitcher, including a deal. They didn't go through with Texas when Jacob deGrom rejected a trade. But the Braves focused on Mahle because in his last starts for the Giants, they tracked that his velocity had gone up, and they believed that they could work with him on pitch sequencing. They thought that Sean Murphy, who's catching him again tonight, would work really well with him, and that certainly has been borne out in the results.
Strike one at Terang as he gets ahead his second hitter. That's so interesting. So they literally saw a slight uptick in velocity and figured we can take advantage of this wave when it's rising.
The observation that the Braves staff had was that, look, San Francisco's going through a transition with its catching. Maybe you team Molly with a veteran catcher. That's someone who can help him make adjustments as the game go along. Certainly, he's performed well for them.
He really has. 1-1 on a play. He's 31 years old, and as Alex Anthopoulos said around the deadline after the acquisition, we've liked him in the past, and we followed him.
Yeah, and the mechanics are on point. That's one of the big reasons why he's been able to have that uptick in velocity. Saw Paul Skeens have actually go the other way because of the mechanics.
On the ground right at the second baseman. So a couple of ground balls from Molly to start this one off. Churio and Terang both retired. And now the other Contreras, William Contreras, steps up.
Molly did it now with 2 outs, no one on. He's been so good when traffic gets on base the last 8 games. 2 hitters are 2 for the last 21 with runners in scoring position. He's going to try to avoid that here early.
Well, you mentioned the pressure they put on you. You got to make plays in the field. This is the highest ground ball rate in Major League Baseball at almost 50%, 48.2. Contreras 266, 12 homers, and the first one misses away. He falls behind for the first time after the 2 ground ball outs. Riley's at third. You saw him make a play. Mauricio Dubon is at shortstop. Albies and Olsen in the infield. Lane Thomas is in left. Harris is in center, and Acuna is in right with Sean Murphy behind the plate. The Contreras boys from Venezuela. Wilson's Red Sox got another win today. Williams' team in first place. Who knows what could happen late in the fall.
He continues to stay away, and he'll pound it until you make that adjustment. He doesn't mind that if you go to right field, get your base hit, holds runners well, but he does not want to give up the big hit on the pull side.
He signed the 1-year deal with the Giants coming off a year in which he made 16 starts and was a 2.18 ERA. Just down. This is great because you can hear the call of our umpire tonight behind the plate, Adam Hammery. See, that's down.
Yeah, and there's no ABS here, so you can't tap the helmet.
Well, you can tap the helmet. It's not going to do anything for you. Here's one on the ground to the shortstop. Dubon soft tosses it over there because he knows Contreras was running. Second baseman makes a play. Third baseman makes a play. Shortstop makes a play. The MLB Little League Classic is presented by New York Life. For over 180 years, New York Life has existed to help families and businesses achieve financial security and peace of mind. Ozzie Albies, who you just saw, and now Garrett Mitchell, a picture of Garrett when he was just a youngster, good-looking kid, good-looking guy now, as we return to the Little League Classic, and we are delighted to have Garrett Mitchell wearing a microphone. Thanks very much, Garrett, to do this. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
Yeah, out in center field as Albies looks at ball 1 from Drowan. He swings and pulls that foul. All right, so we talked about this Little League experience. We're going to have a Little Leaguer ask you a question in a little while. What's the day been like for you?
Early flight this morning out of New York. Got on the buses and went straight to Williamsport, man. It was a really exciting day.
Did you enjoy it there?
Of course, absolutely.
Garrett, what was the first thing when you were able to see and go into Lomity that sort of impacted you?
Man, honestly, it's just seeing the kids, to be honest, like growing up with these aspirations, being able to kind of see it from the other side, you know?
And a 1-2, Albies, and that one's on the ground of the shortstop, charged by Ortiz, sets, fires, and safe. Couple of hops, it's a hard throw, and Albies is able to get there to first base.
How about Ozzie Albies? And you get, because it's an off-speed pitch down and away, you get that running lead as a right-handed hitter. And he reaches out, and he does not stop, and he hustles, and he hits the front part of the bag.
He did.
And that right there is what got him to beat that throw.
And we have Garrett Mitchell out in center field. First, Drake Baldwin. Ooh, way inside. Hey, you talked about these kids here. I saw an announcement from you and your wife, Haley. You want to share the good news with everybody?
Yeah, I'm having a baby girl in February of 2027.
That is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We both do.
Great
Welcome
news.
to the girl dad.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
Albies will lead off first. Drowan gives a look, and the next one to Baldwin. That is right in there for a strike. You know, we have a lot of kids in the audience. We have a lot of kids watching this Little League Classic. You've been very public. You've had type 1 diabetes since 9 years old. Address either that or just the adversity that you are required to deal with to get to where you have to maybe help some of the kids that have challenges.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the biggest thing is self-belief. I grew up with a lot of people kind of just doubting. 1 second, hold on. Just doubting, saying that there's things I could or couldn't do based on a health condition, and not just for anyone with type 1 diabetes, but for anyone out there with underlying health issues. Just got to trust and believe in yourself. That's what's going to push you all the way.
Great answer. 21 homers here, and that one is foul. All right, so we have a little leaguer from Canada who has a question for you. Go ahead. You can ask. We'll get it, Garrett. We'll get it. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Drowan, and you had a great angle at that. Well, we're working on the mic of our 12-year-old.
There we go.
I think it's back.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Ask the question.
I know that you're a professional, but when you were my age, what did you eat, sleep, and train like to perform your best?
Eat, sleep, and train. Well, I'd say the most important thing is sleep first and foremost. So getting at least your 8 hours of sleep. Get that one real quick.
Go get it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Sleep is the most important. With me being a diabetic, eating well is always important too. Trying to make sure my blood sugars are good, but that goes for anyone. Like just making sure that you're eating the right foods and hydrating. One moment here. And then for training, I didn't do a ton as a kid. I just kept being outside and playing lots of sports, so that really helped me the most. I didn't have a strict.
Dubon hits it foul.
I didn't have a strict training schedule, but my dad's a physical fitness trainer and massage therapist, so.
That's an advantage.
Yeah, so I had a guy who was always in my ear and coaching me. Very appreciative for all that my dad's done for me in that. Dad, I don't know if my dad's listening right now, if he's here. Well, I know he's not here in Williamsport. Dad, I appreciate all that you do, as well as my mom, my stepdad, all my family, for helping me get to where I am, you know?
So, Shaw, let me ask you this. What do you do for training and sleeping and exercise and eating? What do you do, bud?
Well, before every game, I have chicken nuggets.
Oh,
okay.
Yum.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then for training, we have practice. But before that, me and my dad set up a batting cage at our house.
Hang on a second, buddy. That one is down the line. Fair ball hops over the wall. That is going to be a ground rule double. It's going to bring 1 run in. So a couple of hits here. The 2 singles lead to a DeBon shot down the line, and Atlanta's got a 1-0 lead. Finish that thought, Shaw. What else?
Me and my dad have a batting cage, and we hit there before every practice. So we go 2-a-days all the time.
And Shaw, do you want to also let him know what you did your last time in the last game that you played in?
Yeah. So yesterday, I think it was.
Yes.
Sure. I hit a 3-run home run, and that was the first Canadian home run since 2017.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations on that. That's sweet.
To extend our lead to 4-0.
Love that. Hitting big boy bombs. I love that.
And it was a big boy bomb.
Yeah.
Left center field and out of Volunteer Stadium.
Yep.
Wow.
Terrific shot. Riley looks at one down. Let's go back to you for a second, Garrett. Do you recall your first home run? At what age was it that went over the wall?
I was 8 years old, and I believe it was AA. And I hit it over the right center wall, and I did not touch second base.
Oh.
It's okay. I still got the homer. They didn't challenge it or anything. This is years ago, so there's no one was challenged, and I was so freaking excited. I was running around the bases like a chicken with his head.
Hey, is it windy out there in center? Because we're hearing a lot of wind from the microphone.
Yeah, it is a little bit. Is that any better?
3 balls and a strike. When did you start to think about being a major leaguer? Because we have Sean who's listening, and then other kids that would like to know, when do you start about, you know, I can do this, I can maybe do a major league thing?
Well, as early as I can remember as a kid, I can tell you my whole family could attest to this, but I never had any other aspirations besides being a Major League Baseball player.
Really?
My mom used to ask me that question, and I would respond with that, and she would say, well, that's really cool, honey, but like, what else would you want to do? I said, there is nothing else, Mom. I just want to be a Major League Baseball player, and I think it worked out for myself.
All right, it's worked out really well. So you were the kid that in first grade, when they said, please write down what it is you want to do, you would put Major League player.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So on your journey, what are some of the things that you think helped you achieve that?
That's a great question. I mean, there was a lot of really good things. I just felt like that my ability to play the game at a younger age was a little bit different than the kids that I was around. But I think more importantly, as you continue to grow up and you start playing with people who are more your skill level, and you start dealing with failure, that's where you really start to see the difference.
Yeah.
And you talk about all these guys on this baseball field, all athletically gifted and have all been the best at what they do, but what separates us from the others is the mental game, you know? And I think it's so important, and if people do not know that, I would say that is the biggest difference, is working on the mental side of the game.
All right, bases loaded, first pitch needs a strike, and that one is inside. This is Sean Murphy.
And Garrett, because this has been a long inning, just in case there's one out, and if you look at what the Braves have done, they continue to swing aggressive at the first pitch.
Popped up, Vaughn's over there in foul ground, and he's there, and he watches that runner at third to make sure nothing. They do call the infield fly rule. There are 2 down.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing is trying to be aggressive early, not too aggressive where you're not swinging out whatever pitch, but if you're looking for the one pitch in the one spot, for me is I look for fastballs. I'd like to be fastball aggressive, and that's what allows me to hit all the other pitches.
Michael Harris back up, and there are 2 down with the bases loaded. You heard that wind blowing a little bit out towards right center. That's poured in there for a strike. You know, there may be kids who are watching you look at that card. I know what it means, but can you share with them what it is you're looking at?
Yeah, so on the card, we just have all the batters in the lineup, and it just tells us where to play in position. In shorter words.
It's a helper.
It is a helper.
And for the little leaguers that travel around and play on different ball fields, this is new to you. What do you have to do to prepare to play in a park you're not familiar with?
It's important to get out here early, kind of see how the wind's moving, how the ball's playing. So it's a lot of it's the early work when we get here during stretch and during BP.
The 0-2. He rolls one over. Difficult pitch. Staying alive is Harris. I'd be remiss quickly. We haven't even talked about Jacob Mizorowski yet. You get an unbelievable view of what he's doing. Can you describe what he's done this year?
It's unbelievable. It's never really been done before the way he's done it. I don't really have words, you know?
Got him to go. That will end it. Good luck with the baby, Garrett. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Carl, I wanted to say one thing to you real quick. I appreciate all that you've done. I know this is your last broadcast. I appreciate everything that you've done for this game. I've been listening to you for a long time, and it's a pleasure to share this last one with you.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to share with you, too. I appreciate it.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, Garrett.
Okay, your Amica Renters Insurance is all set. Good luck with the new place.
Thank you. Favorite emoji is probably just the laughing emoji. Normally in a good mood, so.
Laughing emoji. The laughing face.
Just the cheesy face.
A laughing face with tears.
The laughing one with the tears coming out of the guy's eyes laughing.
Mi emoji favorito es el gorila.
I think recently my most used is probably a salute. I don't know why I start saluting all the time, but I like it.
Like this? The hider face?
El de la manito que hace.
Like, I'd always call it flow state.
Yeah, this one. Or my other favorite emoji is the strong.
But it's happy cry.
Way to spin that story around as the Jake Bauers experience begins with ball 1. And it's ball 2. I mean, this dude is starting to put up some amazing at-bats that result in very good things for Bauers. Out of Newport Beach, California, and having a breakout season for the Brewers.
Yeah, not afraid to take the walk. And very patient at the plate, but when he pulls the trigger, it's created a lot of damage, especially this season. One of his breakout years with the runs batted in, also with the home runs.
Inside. Carl,
yes, Buster.
I talked to him before the game and asked him about that turnaround, and he mentioned that during a game in Pittsburgh last year when he was batting about $185, that he went down into the tunnel and he just came to peace with the idea of failure in baseball. And since then, a much better mental approach turned him around entirely, having the best year of his career this year.
3-2. Isn't it interesting that one of the answers that Garrett Mitchell gave us was about the mental part of the game being the difference between major leaguers and most other baseball players, and you just brought up the mental part of the game.
And then he slows everything down. You see how he takes time right here, 3-2. He mashes pitches away. 67% of his hard hit rate is everything's away. Malley pitches away a lot. He's had to come in against Bauer.
Swing and a miss, rare, and that's tipped into the mitt. Nice job by Malley, who has got the first 4. That is strikeout number 1.
Good sequence, this one cut. He's checking it out on the board, and we'll check it out in your big screen here. It's that little cut fastball down in the zone, swinging over it. Good late vertical break.
Malley, 3 ground balls and a strikeout. Here's Andrew Vaughn.
Hold on.
First pitch is away. The Sean Murphy factor is something, too, that Buster alluded to, Eduardo. What is it about Murphy that you think calms Malley down?
Oh, he's just a presence, and it calms everyone down. And look, what has helped him is he actually was a head coach at Arizona State years ago. Then from there, moving on to the bench coach after having a brief stint of managing in San Diego as well as an interim manager, coming here, and I think that right there with Craig Counsell all those years just gave him a perspective of what professional baseball at the big league level was all about. But he relates. He's got 2 young kids. He relates to the young players. He understands them well and knows what makes them tick.
It's a 2-1, and Malley gets it to deliver to Murphy again, and that ball's on the ground in the hole, and it's through. Hard hit ball by Andrew Vaughn. It goes into left field, and he is aboard. First hit of the night for the Brewers.
And I think a great example is also Andrew Vaughn coming in from the White Sox, and then he's made it a home here. And he has been consistent playing first base, a really good balance. He was the 1-1, the pick, the one that could not miss out of Cal. Good short stroke right there to get on first.
Here is Yelich, whose numbers, especially power-wise, down from maybe what they expected out of him. But that's one going to go through into center field. Vaughn's going to turn and put the brakes on there. And a couple of hard-hit balls here off Tyler Malley. So you talked about Pat Murphy. What about Sean Murphy behind the plate and the impact he's had on Malley?
Yeah, and look, veteran guys behind the plate, you tend to trust them more than anything. And when you have Murphy, a guy that has been there, understands and studies well in the communication factor, and a veteran pitcher trusting a veteran catcher, when in doubt, you're trusting the work that Murph has done for Malley. And this is where Malley becomes and has been better.
Yeah.
With runners in scoring position, you see the stat in the top left. Been stingy. He'll get that ground ball and let that defense try to turn 2 here.
Dubon, Albies up the middle, Riley at third base. It's Joey Ortiz
Hold on.
Cute little guy right there, Joey. He's about a 45 to 51% ground ball weight guy. He doesn't put the ball in the air very often, certainly not as a pop-up hitter. So a potentially good situation here for Malley, who's got the count 1-1.
You hear the proverbial saying of you have to look away and adjust in. But with Malley, you have to be able to do that because he lives away a lot. And you cannot be afraid to get jammed. There's a big hole on the first base side of the field. Let's see if he uses it.
Well, think about it. Vaughn and Yelich, their hits were on the ground. He missed away, and now the splitter has got him behind in this count. 3 balls and a strike. Brewers come in 81-49, best record in baseball. They've won 3 in a row and gone 7-3 in their last 10. And he missed bad. That is going to load the bases for Malley, who does not have his command tonight early in this one.
Yeah, a little frustration as well. Mad at himself. This will be a good visit to settle him down. Not a lot of speed at third base. Infield already communicated amongst each other. I was waiting for the visit to the mound and just like we've been doing with the little leaguers. See what they tell the pitcher. No mic on this one.
You were waiting for the communication. That is hilarious. You can get into the Little League world, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
There are the numbers. There are the home runs. The last team to finish with the best record in baseball and the fewest home runs, you got to go all the way back, okay, to the 1959 White Sox, and they lost in the World Series. So the good news is they got to the World Series. The bad news is they lost. Garrett Mitchell bats with the bases loaded. Big opportunity here, and he checks one. That's down.
It's a heck of a take. First pitch splitter. We talked about, while he was on the field, about being aggressive on the first pitch. And there, it wasn't what he was looking for.
Great numbers with the bases loaded. 556 average, 5 for 9. Nose is our third base umpire, and now behind 2-0. Part of the problem in San Francisco was just this. He's been really good with his control. Third 2-0 count this inning. And that's above the letters. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
Frustration also, there's no ABS.
Yeah.
So he cannot check on that one right there. Probably wanted that pitch. Garrett Mitchell, a very good fastball hitter. 69% hard hit rate against the fastball. That's the best in Major League Baseball.
20 pitches this inning. Gets it in there for the strike. Seven homers, 38 RBIs for Mitchell. Works his way back to 3-2. Went with a fastball at 95.
And the scouting report is simple. It's don't throw him a heater that he can hit and catch out in front. Go with a low non-fastball. He's got a miss rate of 60%. That's the 2 pitches he went to. Let's see what he goes here, 3-2 with the bases loaded.
Malley got him up top. Mitchell frustrated there. 96 and a big strikeout for Malley.
Yeah, he reached back and he went with the high heat. Same pitch that was called the ball. This time Mitchell chases up in the zone and Malley gets the strikeout.
Up to the 9-hole hitter, contact hitter David Hamilton. He takes one just down.
Defense in the infield has to hurry on anything, hit softly.
He can fly. Good call.
Outside.
Missed.
finds himself again on the 2-0 count.
Fourth time behind 2-0 in this inning. Vaughn's at third, Yelich is at second, Ortiz at first base. Mitchell with a strikeout, and here's Hamilton in a 2-0 pitch. That's way down, 3-0, and that's exactly the situation he found himself in with Hamilton.
Well, we're in the Little League Classic. Big ballpark here, especially in the gaps. Not only do you give him the take sign, you might have to give him 2 take signs.
3 games with Atlanta against the Yankees, the Mets, and the Twins. 3 runs, 2 of them earned a 1.45 ERA for Malley.
That's a veteran move right there. Don't feel good, step out. Make sure you get it clear. Just throw a strike.
There's your Little League take, or Big League take in this case.
And now it's David Hamilton. He's got to be smart here. It has to be his pitch. Anything middle away, you let it go.
He has battled back now and is a pitch away from getting out of a bases-loaded jam.
And his next pitch, Carl, be his 28th in this inning.
It's you look at what Mitchell now faces, a 3-2 count, same type of count.
Hamilton.
That what that Mitchell had. You're right with Hamilton.
He got him to chase a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Here it comes to Hamilton. Right field, shallow. Acuna charges, slides, and puts on a show.
Oh, yes. Why not in front of the Little Leaguers? Ronald Acuna Jr. showing his defense, coming in on it. Popping that chain on that slide. Striking a pose like every Little Leaguer dreams of.
Well done.
Liberty Bip.
Welcome back. Little League and New York Life recognize a select group of dedicated volunteers for their commitment to their local leagues and respective communities, honoring them as the 2026 Little League Community Heroes of the Year, celebrated by New York Life. It always happens, right? Great play in the field, lead off the inning. Acuna ahead 1-0. Good breaking pitches in there to go 1-1. That's what Weiss said about Ronald, Eddie, with the injuries. It's a case of timing. Is there anything else you see with Acuna? Getting his legs back underneath him?
I think it's a little trust, but the legs are important.
Oh, just speaking of legs, right off a draw, and there's no chance to get Acuna. And look at him celebrate himself as he gets to first base on a hard hit ball. It's been frustrating for him.
I'm telling you, this place is going to change Ronald Acuna Jr. And Carl, the interview that he had with you guys earlier at Lomedy just accentuated everything that I'm feeling. This one right, oh, that's going to leave a mark on Groen, by the way. But the celebration that Acuna had getting the first base saying finally.
It looked like lower back, and this is Ronald realizing, like, man, I have not been able to get anything going. A great catch in right field with the bases loaded, and there a hard hit ball up the middle off the backside of the pitcher.
He'll be fine.
Yeah,
got a lot of meat
walk
there.
And now a walk and a single. What did you see in him in that interview?
I saw the joy, the zest. He plays the game because he loves it. He goes to winter ball. He always pleads with the Atlanta Braves, let me play. How many games can I go out there? And he is, and it's a joy.
Yeah.
And we saw it today. We saw it this morning. I saw it during batting practice as well.
Here's our view from right behind home plate. Groen will fire over there to first base. How important is Ronald Acuna? Very. Especially when he's healthy, but when he's playing. Without him, just 2 under 500. Olsen thought about it. It's in there for a strike. A slider at 86.
First time up, saw 2 pitches, 2 sinkers, and was able to get the double play. See how Matt makes the adjustment.
328 feet down the line in right. And that's another good one in there. A sinker came right back in. So a slider coming in one way, a sinker coming in the other. The walls in the bullpen 8 feet tall, and then around the bullpens through center field 12 feet to get it up and over.
Well, let's take a look at Ronald Acuna and the play that he made in right field to end the inning. Then you lead off with the bases loaded. Ronald Acuna Jr. coming in, no hesitation. Then he gets up immediately because he knows he's leading off the next inning.
Olsen jam shot.
Always seems to happen. You make a great play, you lead off, and then you get that hit. Watch the slide right here. Ronald Acuna Jr. just gets down low with the play.
Center fielder Mitchell is shaded towards left. Plenty of room in right center, and off the line a little bit. Bowers in right. On the ground in the hole. It's going to be fielded and fired. Play by David Hamilton.
You talk about the speed that usually we see in the bases, but how about on the defense? And everyone is in awe. Bryce Terang is checking this play out on screen. He is playing legit third base, and he cuts it off, and then he takes it. When do you see an assistant double play with a third baseman? 5-3. Bryce Terang getting out of the way.
He had to get out of the way, and I was blocked by Drowan. I didn't even see him step on the bag. A double play for the ages by the third baseman Hamilton.
That 5-3 scoring doesn't do it justice.
No way. And avoiding Terang. That's a helper for Drowan, and so is that as Albies swings.
I mean, you think about a lot of things when you're in the infield. You're anticipating plays. Do you think he was anticipating that?
No. Yeah, we have to take a look at that going to break again. Drowan, the pitcher, it's great to be at this angle, except when there's a play like that and you can't see down on the field. He stepped on the bag, threw awkwardly across his body. I mean, I think SportsCenter needs to think about that as a top 10 play.
Oh, that's definitely there. Could be a top 3. You just don't see it. You used to see a lot of that when we were allowed to do the shift at the major league level. But now having the third baseman and shortstop on the same side of the field, that just does not happen.
Well, you can see the sinker. He is trying to pound and pound Albies down on the ground.
All right, check this out right here, and then the communication, because Bryce Terang thinks, you're throwing it to me, right? No, let me get out of the way.
He finally won the battle. Albies was living on those pitches down there and has a quick word with our home plate umpire, Adam Hamry. He's gone, and the inning, which started with a single, turned out really well.
Yeah, it's a high spin rate, and it gets Albies to chase. Great angle right here.
You're watching the MLB Little League Classic. It's presented by New York Life. Money Mike Harris is out there in center field. Michael, thanks for doing this with us.
No problem. Excited to get going.
Tell me about what it's like to just be around this environment with these kids.
It's crazy. When you get off the bus, there's so many at once, and you see everybody from all these different states and countries. Excited to see you, so it's kind of exciting.
Mike, how many autographs you signed today?
Way too many.
Churio is swing and a miss. But you did it with a smile on your face, and you know you changed kids' lives, right? I mean, that is such a fascinating part of this, the way they look up to you guys, and you reciprocate, especially in an environment like this.
Yeah, it was nice to do it, and obviously getting off the plane and getting on the bus to interact with the kids from Australia and Alabama, so it was fun.
Mike, when you were 12 years old, did you like to hit or pitch?
I was doing both my whole life until I got drafted, so I think it was always even for me, but I probably had a little bit more fun in the outfield.
Did you rob any home runs while you were a 12-year-old in the outfield?
Not many. There was less opportunity at that age.
Olsen.
I might have got one.
Fields that cleanly. I saw you go to the store today. It looked like you had 2 of the bigger baseballs, but you also looked like you were holding them like footballs. Were you a multi-sport athlete?
I was all the way up until I was about 14 or 15, and then right around that time where I'm in high school, I kind of just focused on baseball. So,
what did you play? Football, basketball?
Football, basketball, yeah.
Yeah, good for you. I think it's really important, especially for kids.
Oh yeah.
Until they have to make that choice.
Stay athletic.
Exactly. Cheerio, ground out. Here's Terang. That's high. We're going to invite J.J. Gaff out of Bridgewater, Massachusetts, who's got a headset on to ask you a question. Okay, go ahead, J.J.
Hi, Michael.
What's up? What's up?
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Outside.
Any superpower? Oh my goodness. I'd probably say invisibility or teleportation. Yeah.
Invisibility.
Yeah.
How about you, JJ?
Right to read minds.
Wow. Especially as a hitter, right? You want to read the mind of the pitcher.
Yeah.
That makes great sense. How's your experience been, JJ? How have you enjoyed this whole summer playing with your boys?
Oh, it's been awesome. Dream come true.
Dream come true is right. Thanks for the question. We appreciate it. 2-1, and that one.
Hey, Mike, I have to ask you, man, what kind of headgear you got working today?
I got England. I got to support England. They supported me during the World Cup, so I got England on today.
All right.
Yeah.
How many of those you have now?
What'd you say?
How many of those do you have now?
Way too many. Probably about 70 or 80.
So Eduardo is convinced that this experience is going to really help Ronald to your left. Do you agree with the environment and maybe kind of reigniting Ronald and what it means to and the fun you have playing this? Could that be true?
Yeah, I think it can kind of do that for anybody. Just remembering that this is a kid's game, and when you go out there, you better be a kid and have fun. So it can kind of teach anybody to play a little lighter.
Single, and be careful with Terang. Not going, and that fastball runs high for Malley.
You know, people when they go to Wrigley, they always look at the flag, see if the wind's blowing out. When you go to certain ballparks, what's the one thing that you look at to see if, in this case, the wall behind you, 12 feet high?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I look at much, but there's some stadiums where the flag is blowing out up top, but it's doing something else once the ball is actually hitting the air. So, yeah, I kind of check out the whole field, wall, kind of see where cuts are on the center. So when I'm playing defensively, knowing how to react to certain balls, hit off the wall or anything like that.
And because this ballpark is an older ballpark and it doesn't have a double or triple deck on it, is it different to be able to see the ball off the bat, especially this time of night?
Yeah, some of these foul balls that are going straight back, you normally can see in the second deck, but now with the kind of high skies and no deck right there, it's kind of tough to see off initial contact.
So Malley gets the timeout called by Contreras. He's ahead 1-2. There's one down. It's 1-0 Atlanta. As Malley's ready to throw his 54th pitch. Fouled straight back. Michael, so it happens to be JJ's birthday today. A little birdie told me. I can't think of a better birthday gift than to have a major leaguer say happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, JJ.
Thank you.
Also my dad's birthday, so that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday to him.
Right back at you. Good job, JJ. How old are you, JJ?
12.
So you were an 11-year-old playing Little League all summer.
Yeah.
Okay, good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What position do you play?
First base.
Matt Olson.
That's foul. Riley was ready to go with it. I know you don't like to talk about the opponent, but that was a heck of a play we saw in that double play last inning. My goodness.
Yeah, I don't think it was loud enough in here for the play because obviously there's not a second or third deck, but that was kind of a crazy play for third baseman to turn that by himself.
It sure was. And another one foul. What are we feeling about the Braves right now? As Walt Weiss said, you know, you have your ups and downs. Sometimes the offense, you know, goes quiet a little bit and then it comes back. How do you put that in perspective?
I think we kind of had this same little thing in June, and then right when July came around, everything else went back to normal. So I think a lot of teams have these little ruts you go through that you just gotta try to get out of. But yeah, I think this is one of those things right now that we have to get out of and keep doing the small things to win these small margin games.
How about that play to the left?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, that was really nice. From this angle that we're at, we're blessed to be really low. And you look at Ozzy Albies just making a difficult play look easy. Doing the 360 and just throwing it over to the Gold Glover at first.
Contreras retired. Bowers now bats. J.J. Gaff watches this one go into right field. Acuña's coming. Here's the throw home. We got a play here. It is a close one, but he is safe as Ronald's throw comes up just short, and the speed of Turang makes it 2-0 on an RBI from you-know-who.
Yeah, Jake Bauer now with 75, but what's interesting is he goes after the first pitch, runner in scoring position, a very patient hitter. A hitter that against Malley, when he faced him in late July, had 8 pitch at-bats and 9 pitch at-bats. Just had a 6-pitch at-bat, goes after the first one and drives in the second run for Milwaukee. First one.
And you're challenging one of the better arms in baseball out there. For Andrew Vaughn, chance to put him up, and it's high. Michael, here we are in the 3rd week of August. You guys, the Brewers, the Dodgers, when do you start thinking about your record and home field, or does that never enter the equation for a player?
I don't think we necessarily think about it. I think we kind of know or have an understanding of where we are, other people are in the league. But yeah, it's one of those things where you just control what you can control, go out there, try to win games, and if you win enough, you'll be in a good position to host some home games.
And Carl, what we're seeing right now is the Milwaukee Brewers, what they've done all year. They produce runs not via the home run. It's by being able to take the extra base. We saw Bauer not only drive a run, but put himself in scoring position with 2 outs on the throw.
2-2. Did he go? He did, and that's going to end the inning. It's a strikeout. Michael, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
We appreciate that. JJ, thank you as well. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy the night and the rest of the Little League World Series. 1-1 our score, thanks to Bowers delivering another RBI. He's got 75. We'll continue on Sunday night from the Little League Classic in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
If sitting when I lost my
Play Ball, baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our game. You want to learn more, including how to find a league near you. Scan the QR code, go to playball.org, and follow @Playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. The commissioner of Major League Baseball, he, along with Steve Keener, who used to run Little League Baseball, who I saw here tonight, they were the two that were really instrumental in making sure this event happened. Here we are. It started in 17. We're back doing it again. How do you feel about it so many years later?
Look, I love this event. It's the one away from the home park event.
This one is laced, by the way, into the gap and all the way to the wall. And Drake Baldwin's going to head to second base and get there, standing up with a double. Go ahead.
You know, we feel comfortable coming back here every year because there's something fresh every year. The kids and the interaction between our players and the kids, just really fantastic. Really great.
You know, you think about it, too, you try to bring a variety of teams. This is a new group here with the Braves and the Brewers. How important is that? Because I know we've had some repeat teams here, too. What goes into that?
Well, a lot of it is logistics, obviously, because you have to come in and out for the day. We need to get somebody that's reasonably proximate in terms of where the game and series is scheduled. But we do try to rotate teams. I mean, and particularly with an event like this where the players talk positively about it, you know, you have to spread it around.
This has always been a success. The kids, this is what they look for. But most importantly, it's been the players, what they also look for.
Right. You know, I talked to a bunch of the players today. They were great. They were up in the stands.
Wayne Thomas singles one into right field. There'll be no advancement from Baldwin other than going to third base, but they got him on the corners.
You know, the players seem to genuinely enjoy the day. You know, it's really interesting. I was talking to Gary Sheffield throughout the first pitch, and Gary was saying to me, being back out there made me feel like I was 11 years old again, which is just a great comment. Yeah, I mean, just a great comment.
Anything any of us can do to feel like we're 11 or 12, I think we'd all sign up for it.
That's a great thing. Well, not all of us got to play in the Little League World Series either.
That's fair, too. But it is a true World Series as Mauricio Dubon steps up. Nobody out in trouble here. That ball lifted sky high, shallow left. Hamilton out, shortstop Ortiz makes the difficult catch.
You know, I went to 3 Little League games today during the day, 3 different games. And, you know, just watching the kids is fantastic. The last game was Korea and Curacao. Yep. And I'll tell you, some great young athletes out there on the field. Really, really exciting to see.
I think the quality of play, having done this since 2006, continues to get better. The depth gets better as Riley steps in here. He gets sawed off, and the bat goes all the way out to shortstop. So all that being said, is this something that you want to continue, and is there a plan for it next year?
Yep, we're going to be back next year. You know, obviously, this has always been an ESPN product. We're going to be back. It's going to be on a Thursday on ESPN. It'll be the Toronto Blue Jays and the Chicago Cubs. So another great matchup, and looking forward to being here again.
Really great matchup. If you could pull any strings and get me back here, I'd be appreciative. But I'm glad you're doing it, because in the end, this is really about the kids. I mean, that's what it's about, and it's about seeing these players become kids again. And it's a universal language, which is the best part about this sport.
Yeah, the way the players embrace the entire day, you know, you think about it, everybody knows our season, 162 games, they're traveling all the time. This is another plane flight. Yep. You know, the facilities, obviously we do the very best we can, but it's not the same as being in a major league ballpark. And you do not hear one complaint from the players. All you hear is what a positive experience it is for them. So it's some of the magic of the game, to tell you the truth.
I have to ask, where are we right now with conversations with
the players?
The players.
Yeah. We're meeting regularly, which is good. You know, it's every week we've had, you know, days where we've met with the players. It's early, but we got a lot of work to do, and we're at it.
You're scheduling things like Little League Classics. So is that how you all have to work, like preparing, like, yeah, we're having a year?
We look, our goal is to make a deal. You know, we want to make a deal. We want to play baseball next year. We're planning on playing baseball next year.
You know, you've always come up with these ideas. You just have the Field of Dreams. You have the Little League Classic. I know over the years you and I have talked about different potential sites. So is there anything sort of on the horizon in your crystal ball that you'd like to see get done, whether it does or not?
Yeah, no, we are, it's sort of interesting. We're committed to Field of Dreams for next year. You know, the state of Iowa made a huge investment in terms of the facility there, and you know, we feel like we owe it to them to go back, and we're going to be back here, so it's going to be at least 28 before we pick another one.
Okay.
We do have some places that we're looking at. One that I would like to do again, to tell you the truth, is Rickwood. I thought Rickwood was fantastic. It's an important part of the history of the Negro Leagues and baseball generally, and we'd like to be back there as well.
So you see Hamilton wipe out there. They say it's a hit. Murphy was likely going to be safe on a difficult play. It did plate Baldwin, who led off with that double, so it's now 2-1 in favor of the Braves. I think, if I recall, the goal of this event was to create more and more interest among children, to grow the game that way. Are you seeing a tangible connection?
Yeah, we really do believe that the play ball effort generally, in this game in particular, a key part of the fact that our participation numbers, particularly our under 12 numbers, are fantastic right now. More kids are playing the game. It's kids from all sorts of socioeconomic backgrounds. In many cases, as a result of an investment by Major League Baseball. You know, Tony Regans, that runs our youth programming, does a phenomenal job. And, you know, hats off to Pat Wilson, the current head of Little League. You know, the relationship that they announced with the Boys and Girls Club is another place to get grassroots activity for us. You know, there's lots and lots of kids who depend on those Boys and Girls Clubs for their after-school activities. And to get baseball front and center in Boys and Girls Clubs is a huge W for us.
Without question. Thanks so much for being with us.
It's great to see both of you. Thanks for being here. You guys are the best.
Commissioner Rob Manfred, thank you very much. Back on top. MLB Together, baseball's platform embodying the sport's commitment, philanthropic causes, and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, scan that QR code right there on the lower left part of your screen and visit MLBtogether.com. Christian Yelich up to the plate for the Brewers, find themselves now trailing 2-1, bottom 4. And we're joined here, as Rob Manfred has exited, by Logan Henderson, young pitcher for the Brewers, having a terrific season and kind enough to spend half an inning with Eduardo and I. Congrats on what's going on so far, my friend.
Thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. Thanks
Good
for having me
here.
on. Yes, sir.
Are you enjoying this? Like, what's your take on what you've seen today?
Yeah, it's been a really special day. Being able to spend time with the kids at the Little League field was really special, and you know, to see the way they gravitated towards us was really unbelievable. So, you know,
what you expected exceeded your expectations.
Certainly exceeded expectations.
That's great.
Really didn't know what to expect coming into it, but definitely exceeded.
Good.
What's the coolest part of when you got to the complex that you experienced with one of the kids?
Yeah, you know, I saw one of the little kids today. I don't think he was a ball player, but he must have been a brother or something. He had me sign a croc, which was pretty fun. But, you know, the kids are full of a ton of energy, and you know, it was certainly infectious. So we had a really good time.
Just another walk there from Malley to Yelich. So Christian Yelich is aboard. So, do you remember that kid?
I sure do.
You do, right?
Sure do. That's a long time ago. That's awesome.
You're only, what are you, 24?
24.
Not that long ago.
I guess not, yeah.
High chopper. It's fielded. Dubon for 1 to first. Double play. They get the out at second base. Eddie's sitting next to you saying safe.
I looked at Albies at second base, and I didn't know if the quick footwork, if he was on the bag or not.
We have replay here?
There's replay, no ABS.
Okay, that's right.
Oh, he was. He got that left foot in. That's just quick work over there by Ozzy Albies. It's special. You ever thought you'd be in a big league uniform sitting in the stands?
I can't say I did. You know, this is obviously the dream, but yeah, no, it's really surreal being here, to be honest.
Help people out, because a lot of little leaguers are watching this game, about your journey. What was unique about your journey to the big leagues, Logan?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier.
Oh, boy. Our buddy Mitchell just got absolutely drilled by that pitch.
That's not good. Yeah, I mean, I think
94 miles an hour on that pitch to Garrett.
I think each journey is individual in of itself, but you know, obviously going the junior college route, I felt like I was a little bit undersized throughout high school, maybe a late bloomer, and then went the junior college route and kind of blossomed at McLennan Junior Community College. And
baseball factory, by the way. Shout out McLennan.
Shout out McLennan Community College. But yeah, went the JUCO route and ended up getting taken by the Brewers in 2021. And yeah, it's been an eventful journey for sure, but super happy to be here.
Let's see where this pitch got Mitchell, and a square to bunt through that. Oh boy, just above that right wrist of his.
Yeah. Right above the wrist. Every time we're up here, the first thing I always used to look at in the dugout is, where does the ball go on any hit by pitch? If it goes back towards the pitcher, then you know it's a clean hit.
Square.
Yeah, it's good to see that the ball came back towards us.
Absolutely.
Another teachable moment here for little leaguers. A pitcher, you hit somebody. How do you process that? How do you move past it? How do you get back out there and forget about it? What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to take it one pitch at a time. Like that's really the only approach you can take. Whether, you know, you hit a batter, you give up a home run, even if you strike a guy out, it's, you know, it happened in the moment, but it's on to the next pitch. And I think anytime you can ground yourself and take it one pitch at a time, you're going to put yourself in the best spot.
Well, how brutal would it be to face these Brewers? I mean, this is a lineup that is just relentless.
Without a doubt. I think, yeah, our lineup is certainly relentless. You know, lots of power, lots of speed. I mean, you know, anytime a guy puts a ball on the ground, you feel like they can beat it out with the infield singles. So, you know, work a lot of long at bats, and I'm glad that I don't have to face this. That's for sure.
I hear you. Hey, our buddy Cooper Tiston, who's one of the best players here, has a question for you. Hey, Cooper, go ahead, buddy.
Who was your favorite Major League player growing up?
What's up, Cooper? Derek Jeter was my favorite player growing up. Always thought that I was going to be a position player until the game told me I wasn't anymore, but Derek Jeter was certainly my guy.
Liner right there. Hey, Cooper, you're doing terrific, man. You keep up the great work. We can't wait to see what your team does. It's been fun to watch you.
Thank you, guys.
You got it. That's Cooper Tiston. Thank you, Logan, so much for being with us, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That kid can pitch.
That kid can pitch. Yeah, he can.
So he threw a no-hitter the other day.
Yes, he did.
Lead off bomb after we watched the game.
Well, our new good buddy here, Garrett Mitchell, who got drilled by that pitch, developed a pretty good welt on that arm of his. As a result, he's out of the game right now. And Ian is, who's Lara in center field. Acuna bats as we head to the 5th inning here on Sunday night, Little League Classic.
Luis Lara, Pat Murphy joked around with him. He said, man, are you going to be playing in today's Little League game? And he goes, am I in the lineup? He goes, no, the Little League game. That's how young Luis Lara is. Had a good laugh with him also in the clubhouse earlier.
Next one down. Buster, you know, the important, when you look at these two teams, you got a team that is the best record. You got the Braves right there. The Dodgers sort of the cream filling. The race, as we mentioned, to the chase for the best record, but subsequently 2-3. Very important, isn't it, this year?
Yeah, hugely important this year. Because, of course, the teams at the bottom of the National League, the Phillies, they're no slouch. No one wants to play the Phillies in a best-of-3 series. No one wants to play the San Diego Padres in a best-of-3 series. As Ronald Acuna Jr. draws another walk, guys.
He's been on 3 times tonight. Here's the race, Buster. And by the way, as your point was made, the Phillies, I think 6 runs today, 2 outs in the 9th inning to rally to get another win, where they won 9 games in a row.
Yeah, they've been on fire. And, of course, that's the, if you're the Atlanta Braves and you're the 3 seed right now, you want to move up. You want to avoid that first round best-of-3 wild card round against one of those 2 teams, or maybe the Arizona Diamondbacks. I mean, we've talked all year about how the National League is absolutely stacked compared to the American League. And having to go through 3 rounds of playoffs in the NL, that's going to be a challenge for any one of these teams. It winds up being a 3 seed.
Philadelphia is 2.5 back as this night begins. They have won 9 in a row, a loss by Atlanta. It's a 2-game lead.
Well, they're coming.
Yeah.
And ever since, even though Ronald Acuna Jr. the last week has not swung the bat well, they have played better. And that's the Phillies. And they need Ronald Acuna Jr. to play better. And tonight could be a good night for him. Already 1 for 1 with 2 walks.
Having a good conversation with Andrew Vaughn. Olsen grounded into a double play his first time up, and then hit into that 5-3 double play. Is there a word like, you know, we have the golden sombrero for 3 double plays hitting into?
It's interesting. I know. No, my answer to that is no. I would say the hat trick when it comes to it is we see the fuse box in the background. It's the double play. The last one was elite. Think about where Hamilton is right now. That's where he was when he made contact.
Yeah, that's a great look at a slider, especially from where we sat. That started right at Olsen and it cut across the plate. Already 11 hits in the game, and maybe there's a mound impact on Mahle and Drowan. Nally had come in, obviously, on a heater. Drowan making his 15th start, 27th appearance.
This potentially could be his last hitter.
Runner goes Acuna. That's outside. The throw down. Ronald has stolen a base.
That's how you take care of the double play situation, and he is celebrating at second base. He is, I'm telling you, the kids come out here.
No, you're 100% right on his actions and attitudes.
It is let the kid play. And he's having fun today.
Stolen base 17. Keep an eye on him. He's got a pretty good lead out there. Time called. So Olsen with an RBI opportunity. They're trying to salvage the final game of this series. You see the righty Grant Anderson beginning to get loose. Olsen chases another nasty slider away, and Matt Olsen strikes out.
A great coach sees the whole field and is there to give advice and support. At New York Life, we know the power of having someone by your side. That's why we're proud to be the official financial guidance partner of Major League Baseball.
They leave Albies, and he hits from the right side. Reverse splits again for Drowan. And that's a liner, and it's over the head of Ortiz. Acuna coming home. No, he puts the brakes on. Now dives back in. He's out. An aggressive turn. He tried to apply the brakes, and Contreras threw a strike to Hamilton to nail him.
I'll tell you this, that was a great jump and a great read by Acuna on contact. He saw it, he committed to it, and he's thinking, I'm scoring. But give Jackson Chourio a lot of credit. Gets that ball released quickly, and Hamilton is there waiting for him at third base, taking a long route around third.
Boy, that swim move made it very close. I'll tell you one thing too, Eddie, for a guy that's got some issues with his legs, putting the brakes on, rounding third.
That's scary, right?
Yeah, I was a little worried.
And what happened is, and you give Jackson Chourio a lot of credit because he came in on the read. Ronald's side, he committed to it, and he's thinking, I'm scoring. But those arms were up. He was running with his head down thinking, I'm scoring the entire way. And when he looked up and sees Watkins with his hands up, a little too late.
Youthful enthusiasm. Tommy Watkins had it on, but man, that car was going too quick. Baldwin with a double his last time up. Albies off first. 2 down, the 1-1. Didn't take. That's the pitch that Olsen swung out and missed. Baldwin holds up. It was nice of William Contreras. He went out and just brushed the plate off, so the home plate umpire didn't have to do it. That one is in there. It's 2-2.
Carl, this is how the Milwaukee Brewers win ball games. We talk about their offense being able to move, but the defense, the strong arms in the outfield also play. A lot of arms in left field you run on, not that one.
Think about the defense we've seen tonight from both teams. Albies off, foul ball, and out of play. He hasn't run a lot this year, just 2 stolen bases on the season. And this one is to Chourio in left field. An easy one for out number 3 in the top of the 5th inning. Quick timeout here. Chourio will lead things off. Top of the order after this.
Back here in Williamsport with the Braves manager Walt Weiss, and Wardo has been talking about
Ronald Acuna Jr.'s energy, almost as if he's been reset by being able to be here with the Little Leaguers. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it charged his batteries pretty good being over there today with the kids, and yeah, it looks it.
How does Sean Murphy help Tyler Mahle, which I know was a part of your discussion before you acquired him?
Yeah, no, Murph was great back there with the game planning, game calling, and they've really connected, him and Mahle, so it's been a good mix so far.
Well, thanks. Call back to you.
Thanks, Buster. Ground ball, Churio, and he is out. Mauricio Dubon gets him. Here's an example of high performance. It is brought to you by Sage.
Yeah, and you talk about the cutter of Mahle being able to throw it, get the ground ball. Also, the splitter works for him with the ground ball. And when you need the swing and miss, what do you go for? You go for the splitter down, or you elevate with the fastball, keeping the hitters guessing, changing their eyesight and velo. Tyler Mahle getting the ground balls, letting his defense work. So far, working for the Atlanta Braves if they have 2-1 lead.
Interesting. In a world of emulation with the Little Leaguers here, Churio hit that ground ball to short, and it wasn't as if he really busted it down to first. Do you think kids pick up on things like that?
100%. If there is one thing that I would tell every major leaguer when they come here, you got kids looking at you, everything you do. Be the big leaguer. Be an example.
Well, Mahle, assisted by the big double play, has got himself here into the fifth with one out, and he picks up a strikeout on some high cheese to Terang. And seems to be pitching even better now than he did earlier.
Well, he's getting the chase up, and it's because he's proven that he can go to that splitter down, changing the eye level and the speed works for him. We've seen him have to go to that pitch in crucial situations for the swing and miss, and it's played off.
William Contreras. Ball one down.
Hey! 28 pitches for Mahle in the second inning, 21 in the third. Then he's really settled down.
Count goes 1-1 on Contreras, 1-2. Well, one of the Hall of Fame guys and Hall of Fame pitchers, Chris Sale, is going to join us when we begin the top of the sixth inning. That he was a kid in a candy store today. He came up to the booth just to see what it looks like from the booth. And then we couldn't get him out of the booth. Contreras with a single to center. The MLB Little League Classics, presented by New York Life, is brought to you by Sage, the official finance software partner of Major League Baseball. To show you the Little Leaguers, aspiring big leaguers who ended up actually making it to the show, including Jacob Mizorowski, who was in our booth for a long time and just blown away by what Williamsport is and the two baseball stadiums. Powers looks at a strike. It is absolutely one of those places. I don't know if you recall the first time you came here, but it is one of those places that looks great on television. But everybody will tell you it's better, it's different, it's brighter, it's bigger when you see it in person.
And I'll tell you what's different also is we put that set up there, and it is fantastic. Being able to watch games from there, it just added to it. But every year, doesn't matter, you get the goosebumps right when you drive right by the Little League Hall of Fame.
0-2 on the ground. That's Albies. He will pick. He'll take his time. Bowers is retired. Another good inning for Mahle. Hope to have Chris Sale join us when we come back, sitting with Eddie Enby. Tomorrow on ESPN, full day elimination games, Little League World Series. As you take a look at the score we have here tonight, where they're watching Vancouver, Canada, and Panama will get things going at 1. Bernie, Texas, 3 p.m. against Hamilton, Ohio. Phoenix City, Alabama, with the incredible Kinley Rasmussen Company, takes on Westchester, Pennsylvania, Elimination Day. double elimination. You lose 2 and you are out of title contention. Rowan's day is over. New pitcher on the mound for the Brewers, the righty, and he will face Lane Thomas to get things going. Anderson's first pitch is way outside with a slider. Hey, Chris Sale is kind enough to sit with Eduardo Perez and I. Thanks very much for doing this. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Had to, knowing you guys were up here.
You got kids of your own, so I mean, what does this mean to you to be around all these kids again?
It's fun, yeah. And I've definitely lived this life. My oldest son's now a sophomore in high school, so we did Little League and travel ball. My 9-year-old's in Little League now, so it's just a fun experience. You know, you see the joy that these kids are having, how much fun they're having, and it takes you back to when you were there, and how much, you know, how many memories I made doing it. So just a great overall experience.
Some video of you and what you enjoyed today. Take us through what you did feel and experience today.
Again, it was just, you know, bringing back some memories of when I was a kid. Yeah, and I'll be honest, sitting up there.
Yeah, you wouldn't leave up there. You loved it.
It was unbelievable. So I'll be honest, for anybody that hasn't been to that stadium in Williams,
it's pretty cool, huh?
Doing TV does it no justice. But seeing it for the first time in person is very eye-opening. It's a lot bigger than you think it is. That hill is a lot steeper than you think it is.
Yep.
I passed on going down.
But the 12-year-old Chris Sale.
I'd have ripped that hill apart.
What's going on here? It looks like it appears as if Thomas thinks that the pitch may have hit him. We believe that's what this conversation is about.
Not part of my job.
No, we're not asking to do that. But the 4 umpires tonight are now gathering out there just off the mound.
It was what now?
It was called a strike.
Called a strike and it hit him?
And that's the thing. This is the first pitch of the at-bat. And remember, no ABS here.
Okay, that's definitely not a strike.
No, that didn't hit him. No. It was.
Batter's foot hit the catcher, which is prior to the pitch, so we cannot call catcher's interference.
Oh, okay.
You learn something new every day, guys.
Sure do. And Thomas looks at Contreras and basically says,
the batter's foot. That's when Contreras sticks his left foot out.
Have you heard that one before?
Like I said, I just learned that along with probably a few other people.
I think this could have been a first for New York.
Oh yeah, he sort of steps on it, then he realizes I'm on his foot, not the flat ground.
Yeah, but if the batter asks for time, then the batter gets penalized. Interesting.
Here we are, back at it.
1 and 2. So you're out there, and I know you just shared some of those experiences. You tell me, what do you think, having the boys and having gone through it, what's the value of youth sports, but in particular baseball? What do you get from it?
I think you learn camaraderie, you learn how to play as a team. Commitment. He got down the line quick there. Commitment, you know, and you know, holding yourself accountable. And I think for kids, just the biggest thing is just to have fun. You know, it's still a game. You know, I tell parents a lot, you know, make sure they're having fun. Because when they're having fun, they're going to want to keep doing it. And you can't put responsibility first. You got to put fun first. And then, you know, as you get older in this game, the responsibility just inevitably comes with the higher levels. So, you know, but if you're having fun, then you fall in love with it, and if you're in love with something, you're willing to work for it. So then you can kind of layer those things.
It's a great point. Let me ask this question. So who's responsible for the player, the kid, not having fun? Is it more the player, or is it more the parents? Loaded question.
Yeah, man. Wow. Glad I came up here.
That's why you want to look right. You look left for Carl.
I think. Here's
but you know what I'm getting at.
Nobody's going to have fun if they're not playing well.
Right.
But I do think that there can be some overwhelming parents and being a little overbearing. You know, no 9-year-old needs to be running after practice after a bad game, or getting yelled at. You know, stuff like that. I think, like I said, you know, make it fun, because even in the big leagues, I mean, I've had horrible days at the highest level. And, you know, so those things are just going to happen. So just try to make it light, have some fun with it. And even, you know, sometimes you got to laugh at when it's really bad.
Yourself. So we have a little leaguer who's going to ask you a question on a 3-1 pitch, and that's inside ball 4. His name is Frank the Tank McCabe. Great pitcher, plays right field, made a phenomenal play. And there you see him. He's out of the Northwest, the Tacoma, Washington team. Go ahead, Frankie, and say hi to Chris Sale.
Hey, Chris. First of all, thanks for having me on, guys.
You're very welcome.
There we go.
Pleasure to meet you, Chris.
Pleasure is ours.
My question is mostly about how you approach batters and what your approach is when you know you're starting, and your pregame approach to how you're going to attack these batters.
So the biggest thing for me is just throwing strikes and being aggressive. You know, the way out of all your problems is through the strike zone. I think, you know, you see guys that have success. Those guys that have success are throwing strikes and attacking hitters. You know, when you start nitpicking and trying to get a little too cute or a little bit too perfect, you know, 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1, those are just tough counts to get yourself out of. So for me, it's just, you know, being confident enough to throw strikes and fill up the strike zone.
And a running lead over there at first, and a short hop that is picked up by Vaughn. The one thing about our guy here, Frankie McCabe, they have 3 tall left-handed pitchers. So maybe for you can kind of share what are some of the things that a lanky lefty can do as he develops to stay in sync.
Yeah, just staying loose, staying limber. You know, strength's going to come as you get older. It took me a long time, but you know, just taking care of your arm too, making sure that you're not throwing too much. And again, the biggest advice that I give to every pitcher at any level is just throwing strikes. That's the most important thing. You know, they say the most important pitch in baseball is strike one. So and just, again, like I've said before, just keep having fun and enjoying yourself, and you know, enjoying your teammates and the time you have with them.
Sure.
Any other questions, Frank?
I think I can get one more in.
Go ahead, buddy.
Go for it. Absolutely.
Oh, let me think. I know.
This one's off the dome. I love it.
First of all, and MLB The Show, you're my favorite pitcher to pitch with.
I appreciate that.
That slider, like, when did you start developing your slider? Because I know it's one of, I mean, in my opinion, one of your best pitches and one of my favorite pitches to throw in the show. But when at, like, what age did you start developing it, and then at what age did it become, like, one of your better pitches?
Great question.
Not bad off the dome. Huh?
Yeah, that was, man. That's coming for y'all's jobs. Mine too, eventually, I guess.
Yours first.
Yeah, right. So I think I want to say it was probably right around high school when I started. I threw a little bit more over the top, so it was more of a curveball. But I would say I really started working on my slider when I was in college, really. But it was.
Riley yanks one after Dubon finally decided to take off.
Yeah, it was. I want to say it was like late middle school, early high school is when I really started working on it. You know, I threw some off-speed pitches and stuff like that, but yeah, you get. I mean, again, just changing speeds and changing eye levels more important than spin for you guys right now. Yeah, you got to take care of your arm, and beating it up at an early age is not what you want to do. So, you know, the most important pitches you get are coming. You know, they're not right now. So take care of yourself, and again, just fastball, change up, you know, change eye levels, you know, in, out, up, down. That's the most important right now for y'all.
Thanks, Chris. That's all I got, guys.
Awesome.
You're thank you, Frank. Great job.
That was incredible.
It's pretty cool that you get to play him in the show, and then you get to ask him not only one, but a couple questions.
Same with The Miz today. He came up to the arcade room while I was playing MLB The Show.
Yeah, he might have a little bit better information for you. He's that guy's in a league of his own.
He just said, I asked him for the same advice, and he said, throw middle, and pray.
Well, when
you can throw 104.
I was going to say, when you're flinging 105, that's, you know, there's a lot more throwing, a lot less praying for him.
Riley knocks one into left field. Dubon, who was running, will head to third.
Wow,
he is in there. Heck, base running by Mauricio Dubon.
And Chris, can a day like today give you a different perspective or sort of remind you of the game itself? The purity of it?
No question. You know, you see all these kids here, and you sometimes you get kind of caught up in the season. You know how it goes. The season can be a grind. We play a lot of games. We're traveling a lot. But being here, I mean, you remind yourself that it's a game. You're supposed to have fun. You know, it kind of reminds you of, you know, again, like I said, when you were, you know, 10, 11, 12 years old playing Little League. And it's kind of a good little refresher of.
That's the word I was going to use. Yeah, refresher, reset.
Reminding yourself like why you love this game so much, and you know the real importance of why we do this.
Did you always love baseball? Like that was it from Jump Street?
I wanted to do nothing else. I played some other sports, and like when I was younger, I played soccer and golf a little bit, but baseball was always number one. It was always all I ever wanted to do. From the time I can remember, I wanted to be a baseball player. That was it.
So you were a goalie because you were so tall in soccer, or you were a forward? Where'd you play?
Played forward and goalie, yeah.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I used to be fast.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Weren't we all?
Anderson laboring. We've seen Dubon take off, and now Riley's down there at second base for Sean Murphy. You had an interesting showdown, and I thought the respect you showed Mizorowski after that game said a lot about you as a person, your ability to recognize greatness when you see it. That level of respect was really cool, including what you just said about him.
Yeah, no, I've had, you know, I've been lucky to be in this game for a while, and you know, I've fortunately been able to hang out with him a couple times at All-Star games and things like that. We have a lot of stuff in common too. Obviously with baseball, we both collect Pokemon cards and things like that. So, you know, being able to hang out with him, you get to know him a little bit, and he's an easy guy to root for. He's an easy guy to, you know, really like and respect, because you know you watch him pitch. He's playing this game. He looks like a kid out there pitching sometimes.
Yes.
You know, and just talking with him a few times, you just know that he's the right guy to be in the situation.
I have to go there.
You know what's coming next, right?
I have to go there. You want Pokemon cards? We're with little leaguers here that are listening. They're watching. What's your go-to? What's your favorite card you have right now, man? I can't let that one go by.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm mostly Charizard, and I would say like my crown jewel is the 2003 Skyridge Charizard. I got a PSA 10. That's front and center in the collection.
There we go.
Do you know exactly what he just said?
No.
Listeners know.
Welcome back. Little League Classic here. Atlanta 2, Milwaukee 1. In the 6th inning, 2 runners on. Big chance here for the Braves, who have lost a couple in a row and find themselves floundering a little bit. This is a good way to break out of it. Michael Harris, first pitch, though, ground ball, slow roller.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That's what we need.
Base. You hear Chris Sale in the background here cheerleading. He got that run in. It is 3-1. They're going to give an error.
I was going to say, you might have forgot that I was sitting next to you talking about my team like that. we can be golfing buddies, but you know, keep it clean.
Objectivity, that's all. You can see though that whole thing play out there. Vaughn realized like who's running, and I got to do something quick.
I mean, speed's one of those undeniable factors in baseball that you know, power hitters can strike out, power arms can get hits off them. Speed, you can't. It's tough to defend.
That's really the only play he had, and I don't know if Michael could have beat him to the bag. You as the lefty, you fall towards the third base side.
Yeah, anything hit over there, you just got to immediately, even foul balls, just kind of flinching that way. I do want to say before we get out of here, Carl, I got to say congratulations and thank you. Congratulations on playing some more golf, and thank you for the 30 years, man. You were a staple in my living room for 30 years watching ESPN. You made it fun to watch ESPN, so I just want to say thank you for everything you did, man. It was awesome. You're one of the good ones. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's Chris Sale. Nice act. Certainly one of the good ones, even after I was talking about the floundering Braves. Man, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Good man.
Scent boosters keep a mind smelling great, even on the longest days.
Ooh, smells like sunshine.
Well, here we are back. Chris Sale was kind enough to spend some time with us, share those very kind words. Got me in tears up here, and he was also signing autographs as well. Also with us, is the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. My good friend, Mr. Murphy. Thanks very much for spending a few minutes with us. I appreciate it.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Let's talk about the Brewers here and your day here for Milwaukee, what you experienced, because I've seen press conferences with little kids around you, so you can appreciate the importance of a day like this.
No question. You know, this is all about the young kids, and it's all about being an example, and it's a great experience for our guys, you know, to have that responsibility.
Murph, today you opted to have them have their day there. You said hello to the kids, and then you came to do business here. But you also had your sons there. How cool was that?
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm very grateful and very lucky. Get down, get down. Very lucky that, you know, I get to have my kids around and share all this great experience being around the big leagues and, you know, getting to do things like these special events today.
You've always been a player's manager, and I know that, and a good friend of mine, Dustin Pedroia, and you go back a long way. Your ability to relate to players is great. I'm curious what kids can kind of teach adults in all these things. I know you're surrounded by your boys, but what do kids teach adults when it comes to this sport and other things?
Well, there's no question. You know, like we think we can direct them, but we've got to let them experience it. That's the most important thing. We got to let them understand it. We want them competing with freedom. We don't want them competing with pressure. And they can teach us, because when we see them get all tensed up and not do as well as they could, we know a lot of that's from us. Trying to squeeze it too tight and wanting so much for them to do well instead of wanting them to just enjoy and learn the game. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing.
Yes, it is.
I can say it, but can I do it? You know?
Murph, can you do the part of being a multitasker? You're giving signs, you're doing interviews. You're doing good. Part of the managerial responsibilities?
Listen, I don't know much in life. Trust me, I don't know much. But I can get through this part, I promise you.
Is there any food in the pockets right now?
Well, I've got a couple snacks in there. We're not going there. We're not going there.
Okay. You got a 1-2 after that Vaughn single for Christian Yelich. And we got Pat Murphy on, a little ground ball foul. You know, it's an interesting way that you guys have gone about having great success, especially when you compare it to Atlanta. They hit the ball over the wall a lot. I'm sure you, like everyone else, would like to see more of that. And yet you've got the best record in baseball. When you look at your team and someone says, so how have you done this? What is it that allows you to win the 80-plus games? What is it? What are the qualities for you?
Yeah, it really comes down to people. That's first and foremost. You know, when you have the right people, that's where it all starts. And then they got to make a commitment to each other. They got to stay hungry. They got to stay aware what makes them successful in the game. You know, that's the thing that comes into play here. We got a lot of young players, and they just got to be aware of, hey, this is what it takes for me to be successful. Gosh,
Yelich dangerous, because Olsen right off the dome of Vaughn, and goes into left field. Well, obviously you love the outcome. What do you love about the play and how it unfolded?
Well, Vaughn ran to the inside like he should. He had to take a shot to the head, but sometimes we got to do that in order to make it work.
And if you look at it, it's Olsen, who is a Gold Glover over there, had a little trouble getting it out in the transfer. And because Vaughn got in the way, that's the experience of not only being coached that way, but also being a first baseman and understanding where that throw is going to go.
Exactly.
The hesitation done there. You create your own baseline, and that's exactly what he was able to do.
We had a great view of it, Murph. He was about 5 or 6 feet in, but Eddie's right. He had a difficult time gripping that baseball.
We've been called for that in the past. We've been called for running too far inside or purposely getting hit. Sometimes the interpretations get lost, but.
Yeah. Well, that was a good play, and listen, I appreciate you spending so much time with us. Thanks very much, Murph.
Thank you, guys.
You take care.
My pleasure.
As popular as anybody, literally anybody that's at this ballpark tonight, is that's Kinley Rasmus, the outstanding pitcher and shortstop for the Phoenix City, Alabama team. Had 2 hits last night. Phoenix City rolled over California, eliminating them from the Little League World Series. And we are beginning to, once this game ends, really crest the hill and head towards championship weekend. Joey Ortiz bats with 2 men on. The score 3-1, but nobody out. You see Didier Fuentes' numbers, good ERA, strikeout rate above average by 10%, walk rate below. Trying to hold it here, and a good pitch. 0-2, that's near 100 miles an hour to pop the glove.
And you talk about the circle of trust. Didier Fuentes right there with it.
Vaughn at second after getting hit on the melon with a ball from Olson. On the ground, they may get to Albies' quick flip. Good one there. Fires to first. And Didier Fuentes got the job done. A big double play with the speedy Joey Ortiz.
Huge, great feed up the middle. Didier Fuentes has been doing this the entire season, and it's really impressed what the Braves have been able to get out of him. The turn, done perfect.
Shows how valuable Dubon is, too.
Yeah,
and plays everywhere, does everything well.
And that's the beauty of Mauricio Dubon. He's been, you could say, the MVP of this team.
Yes. Lara with a big swing. He bats, of course, after Garrett Mitchell got hit by the pitch. But, yeah, loving that feed from Ozzie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that guy loves to play the game.
Officially being diagnosed as a right forearm contusion for Garrett Mitchell.
I don't know about you, but that was 99 miles per hour. And from our vantage point, it looks a lot faster than where we usually are sitting.
Yeah, I think. And here's another one, a chopper to Albies. He will pick it up. Fuentes, mission accomplished. He comes in with nobody out, runners at first and second. A quick double play, another ground ball. We're through 6.
This Home Depot bestseller is helping home.
La Playa awaits.
If I could choose a superpower, super speed, that would be quite helpful on the baseball field.
Something like time control, like slowing down time.
Teleportation. Unlimited durability.
My superpower would probably be flight.
The ability to fly.
I'd be able to fly.
Si yo tuviera un superpoder, me gustaría volar.
Quizás retroceder en el tiempo o volar.
The ability to fly.
I'd like to fly. That'd be cool.
It would be to be able to fly so I could steal more homers.
I choose to be a little bit taller.
Height is a big one, no doubt about it. We've heard invisible, which was a cool one. As DL Hall throws the first one, Olson here. We start the 7th inning. Eduardo Perez, Carl Ravitch, Buster Olney. That dugout has made its way here, and that one is fouled straight back from Olson. Buster, you want to get into the sort of impact that Chris Sale? They are dealing with injuries to Schwellenbach and Strider and Waldrop, and having him sort of be the anchor of this staff and how important he is.
And the leader of the staff for sure. And those are the stories that you hear about Chris Sale. Look, I must say, I was so happy for you and what he said, and he's speaking for a lot of people with those words that he had there. But through the years, to hear guys like Brian Snitker talk about how he was the best teammate that he ever managed. And today I had a long conversation with Jeremy Hefner, the pitching coach of the Atlanta Braves, and he just talked about, even at this age, Chris Sale with his great curiosity and helping teammates, and on the days that he's not starting, the impact he has in the dugout.
Yeah.
He is an all-time teammate among the teammates that I've seen covering baseball.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I was in that clubhouse during the All-Star celebrations, and he was the guy that was greeting not only the pitchers but everyone in that clubhouse. It seemed like he was the man. Really impressed.
Well, it's amazing how your role changes as you move on in this game, and you get older, and you have more success, and you win awards, and you play for championships. There is, I think, the one word we've heard a lot today is accountability, responsibility. Some players take it on, and others don't. He certainly has taken it on.
And Ozzie Albies, the sort of drifting that way, accountability. He's had it as well with Team Curacao.
Yes.
Grew up in that little league that they are playing right there. The same coach that coaches these young kids coached Ozzie Albies. You talk about a sense of pride. Today, Ozzie with the kids, spending time with them. And it's a responsibility when you come from a small island nation like Curacao.
He's This was Ozzie earlier today with the kids from Curacao, teaching them.
I think he was learning from them.
Very well could have been. Called strike 3. Ozzie, if he could, he would tap his helmet on that. He was staring down, but no ABS. Similar to Field of Dreams, it's not equipped here.
And D.L. Hall has been fantastic, especially with 2 strikes this season. Last 40 at-bats coming into this game, he hasn't allowed a hit with 2 strikes. When he gets a hitter in 2 strikes, that's how good he's been. And when you look for off speed, he gets you with that fastball on the inside part.
And that did look like a strike, and just on replay.
Just to make a final point about Chris Sale, Carl, boy, when he gets into the Hall of Fame, I can't even imagine how many former teammates are going to show up for his induction speech.
There's been a few teams too, along the way.
But Buster's right. I mean, it's a welcoming interview, but at the same time, it's a welcoming guy in that clubhouse. Everyone gathers around him.
Well, I think the other thing, Buster, that happens too with Sale, I think early in his career, you know, if you didn't know Chris Sale, there was an intimidation about him. You know, he kind of pitched with an attitude, with an edge, and you were curious, like, what, you know, what is he all about? And now as he's developed and matured, and he's been a little bit more open, you realize, like, yeah, and he always was in the clubhouse, but maybe to the media and outside, you just didn't know.
Yeah.
It's just more willing to share.
Unless you were a teammate,
Exactly.
right? And then you knew what his accountability was. That's what Jeremy Hefner was talking about, the incredible accountability that he has when he doesn't pitch well.
Yeah, this one is to left. That sends Churio back. He'll stop right on the track, and he's there for the 3rd out. Good work by Hall out of the pen so far. Brewers trying to cut into a 3-1 deficit. You're watching the MLB Little League Classic. It is presented by New York Life. Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney, Carl Ravish, and Blooper in the house. Don't miss a moment of the playoff push. Tarps are off as well. ESPN, the home of MLB.TV. Strike 1 thrown. Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand. Use the ESPN app. Black and other restrictions apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLB.TV. He's coming in and absolutely pounding the strike zone. Did he, or Fuentes?
And he's been consistent. He's the bridge to be able to get it to Lee and then Iglesias. Fantastic job. Robert Suarez has been on the IL for a while, and he's been able to pick up the slack.
Hamilton behind 0-2, and he fouls one off. Got 9 pitches and 8 strikes. Couple of ground balls and a double play to get out of it. We got Hamilton followed by the leadoff hitter Churio. 7th inning of this Little League Classic, which will continue next year. Left field, dropping towards the line, heading over there, Thomas. And a nice running catch. First out in the bottom of the 7th. To bring up the big fella, Jackson Churio, the left fielder. What do you got here, Eddie? Bautista?
I like Mike Towers and Ozuna as well. And look, loves playing video games, most likely. Just like Frank the Tank. Probably playing the show. And
Probably not using Sale as his favorite pitcher. And pasta is for everybody. Yeah, I mean, it is Players Weekend too, so you get this is just another deeper dive into getting to know them a little bit, which I think in the end is such a valuable piece for the players.
Yeah.
Whether it's the nicknames or whatever it is, just to show, you know, another side of them.
Carl, it's Players Week, but it's also, and I think I got to take a moment here also to be able to celebrate you.
Haven't we done that enough?
No, we haven't. And you've been in a lot of people's homes.
Churio on the ground, tough play, and the throw not in time.
Saw that before the speed, but I'm going to touch on you right now because of what you have meant to so many, and I think this is the right place, and it's Williamsport. It's what's close to you. It's what you love, to be able to be around the kids. And I've had the privilege of sitting next to you on a personal level for so many years, and be able to call games, be able to laugh, be able to just enjoy the game that we love, that we've grown up watching, and that people have grown up listening to us. And I can't think of a better place to be able to say congratulations to a person like you, and it's always been an honor to sit next to you. And what I've learned from you, being and having grown up in this sport, is immeasurable. So
thank you very, very much. To you,
you're the man.
Thank you. I'm touched. I'm in tears. I appreciate it. But the career has been about all the people like you and others that have sat next to me and been behind me and doing all the work to make me and everyone else look better. And it's about the athletes that we cover. It's been about the kids. I've tried really hard not to make it about me, but the whole ESPN 33-year career has definitely been about the teammates. You know, and the thing that I'll miss most is being with the people that I love, and that's and doing the thing that I love. But and I've learned in this career that we don't ever say, you know, never. And working with you and Buster and Coney and all the other people, I mean, there have been hundreds of analysts. I know I'm better when you're better. And all these words tonight have hit home, all the support and encouragement I've gotten from people who I didn't know that apparently have been touched is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I will learn to accept the compliment and look at it as an accomplishment. But none of it is without all the support staff, including and most important, my family, who has been, you know, outstanding and has been impacted by this news as well. So thank you very much. I'm grateful for that. That one is going to get into right field, and the Brewers are showing some signs of life here as Contreras sends one by the dive of Olsen. So tying runs are aboard.
And that's Contreras' second hit, and his second hit with 2 strikes as well. Thinking middle the other way. The first one was up the middle, and this one going the other way. Good piece of hitting. Down and away, ball cutting, getting it past Matt Olsen at first.
So a meeting here for Fuentes. What he needs is another ground ball. Milwaukee 3 for 14 tonight with men on. It's not been their calling card this year.
There are some people for whom good enough is never good enough. They ruffle feathers, push boundaries. They are high performers, and high performers choose Sage, high-performance finance software.
3 for 14 on the season, as Simon Salkowski, our great researcher, has pointed out. They're second in baseball. They're a .266 average with men on. So a little uncharacteristic. Quick meeting here, and Fuentes will try to get that ground ball. Or a strikeout. He gets the first one over, a slider.
Carl, do you want me to go through the name of every player and every executive and every umpire who's asked me about you in the last couple of weeks?
No, please. I don't. Nope. But thank you.
I will say, though, this is a huge at-bat. You're dealing with Jake Bauers, who has 23 home runs and the 75 runs driven in. They haven't lived by the long ball, but if there is a guy that can, he's at the plate.
Yeah, and a career year for Bauers, who sends one off his foot. He's hurt, but he's alive.
You think about that 1987 team, the St. Louis Cardinals, who were led by the power of Jack Clark in that lineup. It was Vince Coleman that had 109 stolen bases, but it was Clark, the only real power threat. Terry Pendleton had 12 that season. They beat you with speed. They beat you with defense.
Yep. And then there's a power source in there. And it's been a bumpy night here for the Brewers. They've lost Mitchell with that contusion, and now Bauers is down there on his right ankle after that foul ball.
Yeah, Carl, I asked Pat Murphy before the game about, okay, what injuries we should be aware of, and he said, you know, we're pretty banged up. And among those was, he talked about Jake Bauers and lower half and stuff that he's dealing with. Gordo knows this better than anybody. You get to August, a lot of guys are kind of banged up.
I just think it's amazing you have a shin guard on and it happens to everyone. It hits the spot.
Literally, what the shin guard
does.
It's
the thinnest part, yeah. Right underneath it. Takes a little bit to get the feel back. And if you're Didier Fuentes, you might go right back to it with 2 strikes. Little Bruce Bolton action.
Ahead 1-2. You'll see if he comes back inside again. No, a little high fastball misses. Swung on and missed. Bauers still limping as he walks slowly back to the dugout after the strikeout from Fuentes. It stays 3-1. We are through 7. Special thanks to my very good friend Eduardo. Love you, buddy. That was really sweet.
Turn now.
Well, take a look at Hank Aaron, who played for both of these franchises. The MLB Little League Classic, presented by New York Life. For over 180 years, New York Life has existed to help families and businesses achieve financial security and peace of mind. The Hammer, greatest of all time. And another last name of a Hall of Famer, Mike Yastrzemski, steps to the plate. This has been a celebration as well of Hank Aaron. The Brewers came to Lomity and Volunteer all with 44 on their jerseys they wore today. Bryce Wilson is now on as a righty reliever for the Brewers. Yastrzemski's made some nice contributions and was asked about the recent struggles. He said sometimes it just feels like maybe we're trying to do too much individually. Did you see that?
You try to do a little too much individually, and like it or not, and you look at the scoreboard as well. You start looking a little bit, seeing what other teams are doing instead of taking care of the business. And when you try to do too much, you also start chasing pitches out of the zone.
Yeah, Yastrzemski gone, a little high slider there, and he strikes out.
Wilson with a deliberate delivery. This almost lures you to sleep. He hooks
a little Rick Sutcliffe.
A little Rick Sutcliffe right there. And then with that high fastball, it just lures you to sleep with a delivery and jumps on you. Little old school perceived velocity.
Talk a little bit about Mauricio Dubon and sort of the journeyman that he's been and the roles he's played and how he has just been the perfect piece to the puzzle here in Atlanta this season.
He takes pride in his defense, and it's not just in one position. He understands that he is that Swiss Army knife, but most importantly, this year he's been given the opportunity by Walt Weiss to play and not have to worry if he does go 0 for or not. And I had a conversation, a long one with him earlier today and also in the past few weeks about that. Just feeling comfortable. And he did really well in Houston. Undeniably well, winning his gold gloves and everything and filling in nicely with the Astros. But here, he really feels at home.
How many guys you think, A, they all want to play every day, but how many guys do you think would benefit greatly from the ability to play more than they do, especially platoon situations?
It's, for me, in my experience, having maybe one start every 2 weeks, depending on the left-hander on the mound or not, it's so much easier to play every day. And everybody wants to play every day, but you have to understand your role. And understanding your role is half the battle. And having a manager that understands how to communicate what your role is the other half.
Right. Here is Riley. Swung on, and that's going to be foul on the right field line.
Carl Baker told me that he just loved having Dubon on his team, and Walt Weiss in spring training, just 2 weeks in, said this place is better because we have Dubon, we have Mikey Stremski. Just the fact that they love talking about baseball.
Part of the conversation I had with Mauricio Dubon today is I want to have a conversation with Pat Wilson. I'm like, really, the president of the Little League? He goes, yes. I want baseball in Honduras to be a staple, and I want to be front and center of it.
Love that.
How cool is that? You know,
great.
When players get it and they want to be able to get back to where they came from.
Well, you heard Commissioner Manfred. You know that Pat Wilson has echoed that. It is working. He, of course, is the president of Little League International now. The sport at the youth level is definitely growing. There's no question about it. And in all different countries. And the beauty of the Little League World Series is it is a true World Series, and you get to see the faces and the languages. And today, how about Google Translate being used by one of the Brewers players with the team from Japan, literally passing a phone back, having a conversation, which was outstanding. And again, what makes the Little League Classic and this Little League World Series so special.
Want more MLB stats? Just ask Siri. What pitcher has recorded the most strikeouts in MLB history?
I'll tell you this, I talked about Ronald Acuna maybe getting a spark from these kids, but Austin Riley's another guy.
Need to see it. And the at-bats have definitely gotten better. There's no question about it. The last time we were with the Braves in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about how he is, look, this is not for lack of trying. He is doing everything he can. And Walt Weiss said before the game, you can see the improvement. So hard hit rate is going up a little bit, and other things that would show you peripherally. There's good signs here.
Yeah, and the smile's back. One of the really good guys in the game that understands the struggle that he's had early on. Now, how can you turn it around? And the team has supported you. Now it's your turn to be able to get that big bat back out there. He's a middle of the lineup guy hitting in the eighth spot.
Yeah, he really is. Look, for a while he was this prodigious power hitter in the middle of that glorious Atlanta Brave lineup. You know, tonight they pencil in Austin Riley in the eighth spot, but he's not the only one that's had down years production-wise from what the expectation has been. Murphy right field, given a long run over there. Bowers, and he's got no chance to get there.
Carl, I was going to tell you that player who on the Brewers who was using Google Translate was DL Hall.
Yeah.
And he told me that they asked him, who was your favorite player when you were growing up? He asked them that question. He said, yeah, one of those kids said me. I think he was just being polite.
I'll tell you this.
He's smart.
I think a lot of players should use Google Translate to try to figure out how to hit him, because it's been not beneficial to the players, to the offense.
CL.
He's been absolutely nasty. How cool is it that Commissioner Manfred said that it's going to be Toronto next year? Team Canada's has
so
to be.
good. Yep. Toronto and the Chicago Cubs next year on a Thursday night and on ESPN.
Did you even say, how do you get me in there? I don't think I didn't hear that.
And I'd be remiss, I'll be honest with you, people won't understand it, but the idea that ESPN has allowed this to happen after the news came out, to be here and do the Little League World Series and do this game, I do have great appreciation for the opportunity to do that, and I do thank them for that. Because as you know, I'm a big fan of this event.
Yeah, we all are. You're right.
Murphy, liner right at the shortstop, and Ortiz is there. That will do it. Top of the eighth. Bottom half, Vaughn, Yelich, Ortiz in a 3-1 tight one.
I'm David Ortiz.
Be disseminated without express written consent.
So part of the day today was the planes arriving. Brewers touchdown first, then it was the Braves, but immediately they were swarmed by the Little League players who demanded pictures, autographs, pins, anything that they could do. We had Matt Olson up in the booth with us. Jacob Mizorowski was signing autographs. I mean, he is a kid amongst kids. That's what you appreciate about the Miz. Time to put the tarp back on, I think, as we are nearing the end of this one here. But the Brewers still got 6 outs to play with in the bottom of the 8th. You know, Buster, we mentioned the Miz, clearly among the most popular. It was Schwarber and it was Sale who put their arms around him in the All-Star game, in which he had just appeared in so few games. But what else can you tell us about the impact the Miz is having?
It's historic. When you look at his level of dominance, okay, opponent's OPS of 462 this year. That's better than the best season of Pedro Martinez and Sandy Koufax and Roger Clemens. Bob Gibson, better than any season he had. So there's absolute dominance going on right there with the Miz, which is part of the reason why I think that so many of the kids have just responded so much to him here. Like, he is a superhero among these kids.
Well, he is physically a superhero. His ability to pitch and get guys out puts him in a different category, but those are Hall of Fame historical names. He's 24.
And it's really interesting, Buster, you can help me out on this one. It's how do they manage the innings? How do they manage the arm? The velocity that we're seeing right now and the velocity that the Milwaukee Brewers are seeing, they too don't know. And that's going to be the interesting part, because their staff is a very young staff.
Yeah, Eduardo, Pat Murphy said to me recently in a conversation that when they got to that Dodgers series in the playoffs last year, they were out of pitching. Like, they were worn out. They're in a better place now. They've slow played a lot of the starting pitchers. And one executive suggested to me that he wouldn't be surprised if in the postseason, with adrenaline in a big moment, if Mizorowski doesn't hit 107. He said, look, physically, it seems like he has a lot more to go and a lot more to give.
I think 105 is good enough.
A little more on the Miz messaging. How about favorite athlete growing up? I mean, that's got to make Waino feel good. We all love Adam Wainwright, but to think that, you know, maybe the best pitcher in the game right now, Adam Wainwright was his hero. That's cool. Likes a little heavy metal.
That's really impressive. The part Waino must be like, yeah, I taught him the fastball.
So Little League kids are watching. Eduardo, you're a really good hitter in the major league level. We keep hearing, you know, hitters. And Yelich gets into one who can line one into the gap. He's got to take a turn, head to second. Harris will come up, and that is empty. A double for Yelich. What is the difference tangibly from a pitcher who throws 98, which seemingly almost everybody can do, and 104? So how much more of a challenge is it with 6 miles an hour, sometimes 4 or 5?
I don't know, because I never faced 104. That's the right answer, but I will say anything that goes from 95 and then you just uptick it to 96, 97, it just sounds, forget about the looks, it sounds different.
Yeah.
And I told the story the other day to Billy Wagner in Hoffman. We were sitting in a bus on our way to Field of Dreams, and I remember Orlando Palmeiro always saying, guys, the pitch looks big. Billy Wagner, when he pitched and he came in to close, he goes, it looks big, but for a short time. Because that's how fast it was. And it's a different look coming out of a pitcher's hand. And some guys have it. This guy right here has not only the 104 and 105, but the perceived velocity, because he's got such great reach and extension, looks even faster. Gets on you quicker.
0-2. Ortiz is gone as he fouls one into the mitt. The Brewers have had chances tonight. They've had a ton of success this season, but they have not been able to convert the opportunities, the numerous opportunities, with runners on and runners in scoring position.
Yeah, but this has been the Atlanta Braves, you could say, secret sauce that's out there. Get it to Lee. And what Lee's going to do is get it to Iglesias.
Yep. Got such a great view to see the movement on the pitches, whether it's the fastball, the sinker, the slider. A good one there. And Luis Lara. 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, 3 for 16 runners on base.
Tell you this, a lot of broadcasters, when they go to the Nationals ballpark, they always hope, can we do a game from down here? Just move the entire box down here. That's probably the highest and tallest and farthest, along with Texas.
It's like broadcasting from the moon.
Yes. Pittsburgh is up there, but the view is so good.
Yeah, it's not Washington height. It doesn't feel that way. But here we are, literally about head high with the pitcher on the mound and just a little bit above the hitter. So the other value that you learn when you're sitting where we are, the value of the screen that they decided to put in from foul pole to foul pole. And so it is a game. It's a lifesaver. It's a game changer.
It really is.
To think, hockey goalies used to not wear masks, and we used to not have screens on foul balls.
The hockey is crazy.
How do you handicap the National League, Eduardo? Dodgers, when the pitchers come back, the Braves, the Phillies, the Brewers, where do you go?
Phillies are scary. Obviously, the Brewers have had the best record. The Dodgers know how to win, and they're managed well. And forget about the concerns with their bullpen, because a lot of their starters will move to the bullpen in the postseason. Teams like the San Diego Padres are gaining confidence as well.
Sure.
But the Philadelphia Phillies, and I know that this number with the last 5 seasons best win percentage, look where the Milwaukee Brewers are. You know that the Yankees are in there, the Atlanta Braves, the Houston Astros. Their consistency.
9th pitch of the at-bat coming. And a fair ball. That's going to play to run. And we're going to have ourselves a 3-2 game. And this may be a triple for Lara. He is putting on the Jets and into third, standing up. Luis Lara came in after Mitchell was hit. And he delivers a big clutch hit here in the 8th.
And what an at-bat. You're looking at a 10-pitch at-bat for Luis Lara. A 9-pitch at-bat, excuse me, for Luis Lara. He lets this ball get deep and just hits it where they're not. And then you let the speed take over. As soon as he hit it, you knew it was going to be 3.
Gary Sanchez is going to be the pinch hitter for the Milwaukee Brewers. We saw him today in the Grove playing MLB The Show as himself against other kids.
Why not? And I understand it. He's in the show, in that game. The power is elite. I'm going to play me.
Sanchez is not going to face Dylan Lee. Walt Weiss slowly walks out, signals to the bullpen, and it's that time they are going to bring in Raciel Iglesias for a 4-out save. I believe that's the call that's been made. Lee is done. All right, so it's time now as the pitching change is made. We're not going to take a break. We'll learn a little bit more about our major leaguers here.
If I had to pick somebody else's auxiliary cord to listen to, I would probably pick Sal Freely. Let's just say it's very spread out in terms of genres.
Yo tengo buen gusto musical, pero a los caballos del equipo no les gusta mucho ese reggaetón de ahorita.
Michael Harris grabs the ox every time, so we have no choice to listen to what he plays.
I will be taking over that duty to play some bangers.
Yo le daría el control de la música a Abner Uribe.
You know, I'd give it to Bowers.
Jake Bowers.
Jake Bowers.
Jake Bowers.
Jake Bowers.
I'm gonna go with my boy JB, Jake Bowers.
Either myself or Sal.
How important is that responsibility?
Huge. I think it is.
Tone setter.
Yeah.
Well, these kids are in for a treat tonight. Now, I got a closer on here trying to pick up a 4-out save. That doesn't happen very often for Raisel Iglesias.
No, it doesn't. It's happened twice so far this year where he's had to throw more than an inning to get a save. Did it in April against the Angels and also against the White Sox in June.
Good scenario. 26 saves, 46 2/3 innings pitched. A total of 51 strikeouts against Gary Sanchez. The tying run. Lara, great speed down there at third base, but there are 2 outs. Kidding me? We're near 10 o'clock in the East. We got all these little leaguers who are loving what's going on right now.
And Bobby Cox, by the way, the late Bobby Cox in Atlanta, never allowed music in the clubhouse. You had to use headgear. To answer that question.
I can appreciate that. I think that Braves organization under Bobby Cox did a lot of things differently that resulted in a lot of success.
Everybody gets along that way.
Sanchez, no. And Lara in foul territory. Good thing. He gets clipped by that in fair territory. We got problems.
It's a good opportunity for Gary Sanchez here because Raisel Iglesias, when he pitches, he's in the zone. So you can have that swing, swing, swing. It's about, is it going to be that slider, that fastball? But look for a pitch in the zone. Doesn't miss much.
31 RBIs, 10 homers, 40 hits this season for the Brewers, a .216 average. First played for the Yankees, the Twins, the Mets, the Padres, the Orioles.
Choked up a little bit with 2 strikes. Hands also right above the left, a little separated, not together, not like Bryce Terang's.
Oh, he pops it sky high on the infield. And Dubon catches it to fall softly into the leather. Sanchez couldn't get it done, but we got ourselves a ball game as we head to the 9th. Little League and New York Life recognize a select group of dedicated volunteers for their commitment to their local leagues and respective communities, honoring them as the 2026 Little League Community Heroes of the Year, celebrated by New York Life. 9th inning, Bowman Field, Eduardo Perez, Carl Ravitch, and Buster Olney. Andy Jacobson doing a great job producing this game tonight. You take a look at Aaron Ashby. He's trying here to keep this a 1-run game, and when he was a little guy, how about that extension? He's on. Pratt's the shortstop. Ortiz moves over to third. Really, really tight slider.
Yeah, and that's his weapon. Goes to that breaking ball. He gets 56% miss when he throws it. That rate just went up with that last swing.
Harris, right field. The wall's 12 feet. It's over that wall. A home run for Money Mike. And the Braves get a 4-2 lead here in the 9th. A little insurance.
A little insurance, and the Little Leaguers loving it as well. Left on left. Ashby to be brought in to try to get those 2 lefties in between Acuna and Michael Harris. Money Mike going deep.
Right after the Brewers had cut it to 3-2, Michael Harris delivers a big blast. He's the leadoff hitter, and that was a no doubt about it here at Bowman Field to make it 4-2. 2 strikes, and the Braves, it has been feast or famine. They hit a homer. You can see their record when they don't. 14 games under 500. Acuna out at first.
Well, he missed on the breaking ball, the first swing. Thought he could get him again with the second one. In this one, he goes down and he gets it. Did not miss it. Body wanted to go out front. The legs held it back. Right over that 12-foot wall.
Olsen, who's been off a tick tonight with a couple of ground balls for double plays and 2 strikeouts.
See the steady diet of sinkers and sliders. Trying to keep everything down.
For the Braves and their fans, good to see one go over the wall. It's been a bit. This Olsen swings and fouls another one back. Just their second home run, 259 plate appearances over the last 8 games.
Yeah, that's been a while, and that's part of the struggles. It's the team is built different than the Milwaukee Brewers. It's built to slug, and when you don't have that, that's when you fall in trouble. 36 home runs for Matt Olsen this season.
Yeah, he's doing it, but it's built to have guys like Riley slug and Acuna slug.
Nope, it's down.
And man, what a year for Michael Harris, right? He really struggled for a lot of 2025. Made adjustments with his hands, made adjustments with his approach. Much more dangerous against left-handed pitchers this year, like on that swing.
But by the same token, you know, the funk that they're in, and we joke with Chris Sale about that, when they're right and they are all hitting, they can beat any team in the major leagues in a series. But you've got to be hot. On the other side, people will say a team like Milwaukee, a team like Tampa Bay, and they have Caminero. But if you're not consistently dealing with home run hitters and power pitchers, it's really hard to get through the postseason.
I think a lot of times you get teams that are in smaller markets that the belief is, well, they're not deep enough, but it's good enough to get to the postseason. As we look at the home run for Michael Harris second, you hope that maybe we can win a round, but can they win it all? Can they be that deep? This year, the Milwaukee Brewers do have an ace. They do have a supporting cast, and they have a lethal bullpen that can win close games in the postseason. The big question is, who's going to be that big bat to turn around a game when you need it against elite pitching?
That breaks in there to Albies, which is why I think in the American League, which appears to be a little more wide open, a team like the Rays, who do have really good starting pitching, good bullpen, and Caminero in the middle of one of those lineups that get on and run all over the place and keep the pressure on, they have a chance to go deep in the postseason.
They do.
Camera's ready. The kids from Curacao hoping Albies can do something here on a 2-1 count. They would wish that would carry a little further, but it ends up in the glove of the center fielder, Lara. Great for the kids from Curacao to see Ozzie, Churio, Terrain, Contreras. They need 2 to tie.
In August,
we go to the bottom of the 9th, Little League Classic. It may turn into one. It's 4-2 with Atlanta leading Milwaukee. And what always strikes you at the Little League World Series is how close we are to kind of capping the Little League season and turning it over to football while the Major League season heads to its finish line. The football season kicks off Saturday, noon Eastern, ESPN. TCU and Carolina, they'll meet in Dublin, Ireland. 3:30 Virginia, NC State on ESPN. ABC, the MEAC SWAC Challenge in Atlanta, Alabama A&M and Howard at 7:30. Dublin, Ireland.
Monaco on the call.
Yeah, our guy sitting right next to us, Mike Monaco's off to Ireland before this World Series ends, and he will have the call of that one. 1-1. Again, not been pressed into duty to get 4 out saves, but a couple of times, Raisel Iglesias, and it's of course never easy. As the top of the order, Chourio 1-2, and the tower gets rung a little bit. 2-2.
Talk about another guy that really enjoyed his afternoon and morning, being able to go and see the kids.
That one has got eyes up the middle, and the tying run is coming to the plate. Chourio delivers a single.
At top of the order, we've seen it during the Little League World Series. Jackson Chourio getting on. See what Bryce Terran can do. He can beat you in so many ways early on in the season. So look at the base hit. It was the power from Terran. He's lost some weight, lost a little bit of that pop.
Oh.
Watch the grip on Terran. Almost like a golf grip.
And you would know because you've become just a golf addict.
Thanks to you. Way to cooperate on it. But he figured it out. Last year he was like, you know what, I can get a little bit more whip.
No, that one gets away, and now down to second base would go Chourio. 3 balls, no strikes.
And it's different here because now you're asking the catchers to frame. There's no ABS here. You're trying to steal a pitch. Adam Hamari behind the plate. Murphy trying to present that to Hamari.
That's up. That's ball 4, and now the winning run will come to the plate with nobody out for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Said it early, the Brewers just win different. They got the best record in baseball, hit the least amount of home runs, but they get on base and they continue to put pressure on you.
That ball is driven right center field. Did Contreras get it to the wall? It is caught out there by Money Mike. He didn't take a home run away, but he ran it down in the track in a very big first out. It looked for a while like Contreras had won the game.
And this is a big ballpark in the gaps. And it just showed right there. This play would have been made yesterday in Milwaukee. Probably would have been a walk-off. Here, a cooler night. Money Mike gets it at the warning track. How about the kids?
Loving every second of what they're seeing right here. A little drama at the Classic. Jake Bauers is having a remarkable season. Can he add to it with his 24th?
Well, he's trying to lift the ball, stay out of the ground. And Iglesias is trying to get that ground ball.
Tough slider, and you can just see they're doing a heck of a job not tapping their helmet. He's looking down, that's away.
Old school baseball.
Dubon shaded up the middle. Here it comes. A check swing. Iglesias. He threw it in dirt. It's scooped. Oh my goodness! What a play to end it. Iglesias bailed by Dubon, and then it's Olsen who swallows one in the dirt.
They're going to look at it, but Iglesias threw it to Gold Glove at second base in the same Gold Glove at first.
Milwaukee's challenging that. Iglesias threw it in the dirt that Dubon appeared to pick cleanly, and then he asked the same of Olsen. If it stands, Atlanta will win it 4-2.
You have to know who the runner is, the batter runner, and Iglesias knew exactly what to do. The pick,
oh,
he's out.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely on it. And then being able to throw it to Matt Olson.
That looks like it's absolutely going to stand, and these kids and these fans that are here know they just watched an unbelievable end. 2 Gold Gloves to 3 Gold Gloves.
What a decision by Iglesias. A lot of pitchers will go home with that. To go to second, you have to know the runner.
Here we go.
Both goals are confirmed. Runners are out. Ball game's over.
The value of Mauricio Dubon. We've talked about him all night. Wow, what an end. Harris with a terrific play out there in center field. The Brewers do not go down without a fight.
They don't. And the Atlanta Braves pull this one out because of their defense.
Look at Acuna, man. He is enjoying himself tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised if Acuna just keeps going and tries to high-five the Little Leaguers.
The Brewers are hanging around here. We'll see if the traditional Little League handshake, which we see all the time at the Little League World Series, will take place. It looks like it is going to happen as Murphy is making his way towards home plate. And yes, great to see the Braves and the Brewers, 2 teams competing as hard as any and both fighting for best record in the league, come together when it ends.
It's my favorite part. And the Little Leaguers get to witness it.
Well, for a million reasons, this is a night I'll never forget, my friend. Thank you very much for all that you said and all everybody has said, that I was treated to an amazing baseball game between 2 great teams. With the rest of the week coming up with this Little League World Series, we'll have 4 more games tomorrow. And we will crown a champion on Sunday. Saturday, the United States and International Championships. But Major League Baseball is in for a phenomenal sprint to the finish line with what's going on in the National League. And certainly the parity that we have seen all season long in the American League.
2 first-place teams going at it, Carl. What a show in front of the Little Leaguers.
What a show it was. Want to say a special thanks to Andy Jacobson, our producer for years, who has helped carry me through this. Buster Olney, of course, as good a reporter as there's ever been covering baseball. You too, my friend Eduardo Perez, Ivan Salkowski, my good buddy Lisa, Sarah Langs, who's hanging out behind these scenes and getting the job done. Our executive producer, my man Scott Gustafson, and everybody else who's made it possible. Thanks for watching the MLB Little League Classic. For Eduardo, Buster, I'm Carl Ravitch. Right now, it is time for SportsCenter.